1 cream and 2 sugars, and you take it back down and you have it remade, and so help me God, if you mess up one more time. Hi. You're doing great. Carry on.
Beat down.
So we were needing some interns. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We are AdventureCheck, and we will be once again continuing to do our Darkening of Mirkwood tonight, which is basically Lord of the Rings fan fiction that would have Tolkien rolling over in his grave. So,
I don't know. He might like it.
Might being the optimal word.
Maybe.
But that's why it's, you know, non-canon, yada yada, fan fiction. But we are here to spin a tale and bring whimsical imagery to your theater of mind. And if you lack theater of mind, we display maps on occasion and battle maps and all that fun stuff to give you some visuals, because, you know, not everyone can describe everything in great detail like Matt Mercer. Stop comparing me to him.
Don't worry, no one is.
You got some
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
the
No,
protection there, buddy.
I mean, no one is, but
No one is, and now they won't. It's fine.
You're better.
Hey.
Everyone has their own style, and that's okay.
That is true. So, thank you all for joining us. We're going to get right into tonight with a bit of a recap. So, last week, our 3 old companions met again. We have Nela, now Chieftain of Mountain Hall, and Hero of the Woodman, played by Lindsay. And I'm going through this because, if you haven't noticed, we like to change characters every now and again due to our episodic approach. So there's a lot of stories going on in Middle-earth, so... then we have the Dunedain Ranger, Maethon, who has now come off a stretch of time of not self-exile, but he just killed his father, so he's probably dealing with some shit.
Fucker never hugged me.
And he forgot your birthday every time.
Motherfucker.
And now we have... Wait, how are we close to a hype train already? So, quick, somebody, hype! Hype! Train's leaving the station.
One more person.
All
Oh,
about the hype
is it
train.
because Matt did bits?
I just donated bits because I want the bit emotes.
Julie, do the thing.
Oh yeah, might as well announce the new emotes then.
And then finally, of course, we have the now brooding dwarf former scholar known as Vidar, played by Matt. These characters have come up multiple times throughout the campaign, whether they were played by one of our cast members or if they were an NPC. So now they have rejoined forces. Hype train!
At the very last second, Paul.
Swish. They met once again in Mountain Hall after Vidar had received a summons from Bofri, son of Bofri, who was summoning him to fulfill a promise of helping him restore the old forest road. The 3 of them set out to Woodland Hall, where they met Ingimar Axebreaker, another chieftain of the Woodmen, and Bofri. And after some discussion of where to go, they plotted their route, having Nela be their guide, and they headed north into Mirkwood. They came across some woodman outlaws, though were friendly. Gave them some information, and they continued on northeast-ish, more deeper into Mirkwood. And some of that information was that the outlaws had seen forest goblins fleeing west recently, and that is not something that they normally do, and actually alarmed them to an extent, saying that something truly terrifying is something they must have seen something truly terrifying to force them into the lands of man. The company pressed on, and shortly after some time, they noticed a wandering orc and goblin band decked out with guitars and drums. No, different kind of band. And quickly, Nela jumped to the occasion to try and obscure everyone and hide them before the orcs were upon them, though she was not quick enough, and actually Maethon was spotted, and that is where we are going to pick up tonight. So,
Yay!
in a densely wooded clearing with a stream flowing across and a beam of light coming in from the east, Maethon, you see about 6 orcish types individuals coming in your direction fairly quickly. I am going to need you to roll initiative. The rest of you, Nela, Vidar, and Bofri, are still currently stealth. So at any time you can jump in with a surprise. I'm going to switch the map here, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I was just for the initiative.
Yeah, you're good. So you will not enter initiative, you three, until you do something. So you can either choose
jump in right away
before they even get to you.
I guess Vida will wait.
It's up to you. I'm just asking, just for clarifying.
Yeah, I misunderstood the context slightly.
Yeah, so they're fastly approaching from across this clearing, fixated on Maethon because that's all they see. So at this point in time, you don't perceive yourself to be noticed, so you could have a surprise round. So if you make a move, like a ranged attack or something right now, it would be outside of initiative.
Oh, Vidar doesn't do range.
How'd we get to level 4 already? I looked away from chat and whoa, hype train.
Maethon, you're about here.
Okay.
The rest of you are somewhere in these areas, so go ahead and put yourself where you see fit.
Okie dokies. Where should I put Haru? Other than he's high in the sky overhead.
Where would he be?
Yeah, you're right. He's high.
I'll have him, I guess, be like 30 feet above my position.
Okay, so just put him right next to you.
Okay.
Knowing that he's 30 feet probably above the tree line.
Something
Or
like that.
The tree
Yeah.
canopy.
Okay. Oh, he huge! That's a giant bird!
Alright.
His form darkens the sun, and all flee before his coming, for he heralds death.
I approve.
Are you gonna shrink him?
Oh, do you want me to? I don't know how to shrink.
East?
Isn't that something only you can do? Okay.
Alright, at the top of the round we have a couple of the forest goblins who are going to attempt to close the gap here.
I mean, at what point do I say? Because
That's up to you.
At this point, I could get up to any of them.
It's up to you. What's your
roll
trigger?
initiative.
Okay. So you're gonna roll initiative and forego a surprise.
Well, how's the surprise gonna work? Because I gotta run up to hit him.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm confused.
Up to you.
Because if I wait for them to all jump Maethon and then I run up to hit him, that's still foregoing surprise?
Well, so you're outside of initiative right now, so you could essentially hold your action for, say, when somebody's on top of Maethon, and you can try and move stealthily. It's up to you. If you move from your position, I will require another stealth check. Or you could just enter initiative right now and completely break stealth.
Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna enter initiative right now.
Okay, initiative roll. 7. Not good. Alright. So the two forest goblins at the top of their rounds.
Did my initiative make it into the list? I don't see it.
Which one is this? This one is going to move 30 feet. Right
No,
there.
you're not in there.
It's because the
What?
map changed.
Okay,
What?
I think it was a 6. My
Brian,
initiative never came up.
There's a bug. Brian probably can still see your initiative. You cannot. It's how Roll20
Okay.
works. If you roll initiative on one
Yeah,
map
you're-
and then change maps,
You're
players,
in the order.
well, he can't
Okay.
see it. So,
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm 16. Yeah, how's my initiative?
He's gonna move up there and sort of stop right there. He's currently out of range, but this other one is going to move up right here and sort of cross right along the edge of where the sunbeam is coming through and just sort of stop and hold his ground. And he's gonna hold his action. And that's going to end there too. That will bring us to you see in the back, dragging an axe on the ground, wearing mostly hides and leathers, a really bulbous, tall-looking orc, with completely shaven head. He is going to come up over the stream. Once too many character sheets open. Yeah, he is going to move 30 feet. Actually, he's going to move 25 feet and stop right there, and that will end his turn as he holds his action. Oh. That will bring us to this one, who is going to sort of be a little bit ballsy. Just a little bit. And he's... Roll 20, please. Work with me here. Thank you. And he's going to use his full movement to get right up to Maethon. But you see, as he crosses into the light, where is it? He sort of like stops and like shudders briefly, and then shrugs it off and keeps moving towards Maethon. It looked like he did not agree with the sunlight. But he is going to make one spear attack at Maethon with a 12 will miss.
Yep.
And that brings us to this hobgoblin. And I would like to just remind those that are still lying in wait in stealth, you can jump in at any moment.
Oh, okay.
Whatever you're not in initiative, so if you want to surprise at any point of this, you can.
I would like Nela and Haru to basically hold an action until an ally gets attacked the next time then.
Just happened.
I know, so next time.
Okay.
Since I was just kind of waiting and seeing what would happen, so next time someone gets attacked.
And you see sort of taller than the other goblins, but still smaller than the orc that seems to be leading them. Real tall and lanky, not much muscle to him. A hobgoblin runs up alongside Maethon and will make 2 attacks with its axe. First one is a 15, and the second one is an 11. Both will miss. As he moves into the light as well, and it sort of blinds him in the eye briefly, and he sort of shakes it off and comes over towards Maethon and whiffs on both of the attacks. Vidar. Actually, sorry, Nela, that triggers your held action.
Cool. First thing is the moment Haru sees Maethon getting attacked, he's gonna swoop down and do his own separate attack at the hobgoblin that just attacked him. And it's gonna be his talon attack.
Okay.
Right. He has pretty bad attack rolls.
A 10 will miss as he comes through, diving through the treetops and brushes aside some of the leaves and branches. And at the last second, the hobgoblin holds up his shield and fends off the talons coming off from Haru.
So he'll kind of bounce off the shield a little, and he's just flapping his wings in the air, and he's next to Maethon, and he just caws loudly at the hobgoblin for intimidation. At that same time, Nela is going to shoot an arrow at the... What is that on the other side of him? A regular
Which one?
goblin? The one on the left of Maethon.
That is a goblin, a forest
Right,
goblin.
okay. So Nela
wearing-
will fire at the goblin.
Wearing some rusty helm and has a fur cloak on, but for the most part, he's heavily unarmored.
Gotcha. Let's see, if I remember correctly, since we're in the wilderness, this is my first round, so I should have advantage on this attack. I don't know if it shows or not, because this is a totally different character sheet. Oh!
25
Well,
will
that's
hit.
Yeah, it would be a 30. And then it's this, and then +2 because of Goblin Hunter. At the very least, from what I remember.
All right, so as Haru dives through the trees and gets parried off from his shield, the goblin standing probably about midsection high to Maethon is brandishing his spear, trying to get through Maethon's armor, and as he lunges forward with the spear, you release an arrow. It goes right through a bush and on the other side and goes clean through his neck, and he just slumps to the ground.
Sorry. I'm sorry, it is not, it's +2 for attacks, not damage. I am incorrect.
That does not matter in this case.
Okay, but I'm just trying to
He did.
clarify, but cool.
All right. You and Haru, please, initiative rolls.
Sounds good.
Vidar.
Vidar is going to go ahead and use his bonus action to rage. Sorry, to fury.
All right.
Brandishing his warhammer with 2 hands. He's gonna come bursting out of the bushes, giving a dwarven yell. He's gonna come up here, 20 feet, and then he's gonna actually bounce back down to here, another 30 feet. I don't think that's exact. Oh no, that's 30 feet total. So I have that movement. And instead, actually,
Is it just me, or have I
Yeah.
not seen Vidar move?
I don't know if you can see my arrow, but
Not yet. No.
basically 45 feet, and I'm gonna end up there. How I got there was
I saw it once it was done. Like
Yeah.
once it moved, it
Yeah.
popped up. Okay.
and I'm going to recklessly attack the seemingly big orc.
Go for it.
19 to hit.
19 will miss.
Whoa!
Whoa!
I mean,
Holy shit.
to be fair, that's a 10.
Still though, dude.
But yeah, that's my turn. Too bad I used my bonus action to fury, because I could have done something else with my bonus action, but it is what it is.
All right, Maethon.
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack this goblin right on over here. No.
Go ahead.
And
Attack
first
the
time I'm using.
Hobgoblin.
Stop it. There's 1, and then there's 2, and there's the offhand.
I need to track my arrows.
A 19 and let me just check something right here. Yeah, both will hit. 19 and a 15 will hit. 10 will miss.
There's 1, and there's a little overkill. That's fine by me, though. Maybe.
He is still standing.
Oh.
As your second attack connects with his shield and it sort of splinters it a bit to dig in and deal some damage, but he's able to push it off to prevent you from coming in for a third time.
All right. And then with that, I'll just maintain my position, and that's it.
All right, that will bring
Oh.
us.
I clicked on the wrong thing to roll Haru's initiative. That's why he's not showing. But he rolled a nat 20.
I saw it's 22.
Okay. I now see the little init icon.
Yeah, it's a little dice icon.
I
Yeah.
totally missed it. I clicked on Dex since that was the same thing, basically, so...
All right, that brings us to the final hobgoblin, who's going to use his bonus action to dash essentially and move up alongside Nela
Ah, damn it.
and make 2 attacks at her.
Bring it.
First one is a 9. And the second one is a 15.
15, I don't think. Oh, it does hit. Okay.
15 will hit. Okay, so you see this lanky hobgoblin come running up to you and sort of pushes your bow out of the way and reaches out for your wrist to try and bite into it, and you pull it away, and as you do, he brings up his axe and cuts into a piece of your shoulder armor. You take 3 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm going to use my reaction to do my revenge feature and basically make an attack back at him. And I will do it with Wolfbiter. This is
You're wielding your bow. Can you store your weapon and draw another one with a reaction?
I guess that's up to you. I can attack with my bow instead if you want, if you prefer.
I would prefer it since you're reacting to it. If I
Alright.
feel like a reaction doesn't give you enough time to actually prepare for it.
All right, then I'll do the melee attack that I can with the heart antler bow.
Go for it.
I have too many windows open.
17 will hit.
Whack.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Go ahead and roll
Heart
damage.
antler, whack. I am trying to find. Where did my? Oh God. Okay, there it is. Why can't I
As you
scroll
see,
down to it though?
as you see the hobgoblin run
There
up
it
towards
is.
Nela and get 1 attack in, she sort of flips over her bow and grabs it by one of the limbs, and you see right where the riser would be in the long bow is attached heart antlers. So basically what you would know a buck to have. And she swings it about and whacks them across the face. 5 piercing damage.
Cool. That's my reaction.
Okay. That will bring us to the top of the round with Haru. Can you roll him again just so he gets in here?
Yeah.
And then we'll just know he's there.
Oh, I made a critical mistake. We don't have to go back, but I totally forgot that Vidar gets 2 attacks per turn now instead of 1. You don't have to give it to me. It's fine. I forgot.
Oh no.
Did you select his token?
Oh, son of a freaking. Hold on.
You've done initiative before.
Is it there now? Okay.
Yes. All right. He's.
Void.
Please, for the love of God, do not roll 20. Do not just constantly add to that now that I've manually updated. All right. That brings us to Haru.
Haru is what is Haru gonna do? Haru is gonna do another attack at the hobgoblin with its talons.
Go for it.
Woo!
21 will hit.
Good job, buddy.
As it fends off Haru the first time and it turns back to face Maethon, Haru comes back in and grips into its shoulder, digging its talons into its muscle and rips a chunk out.
Yeah, it's got the metal claws now.
Whoever rolls next gets a reroll. Thanks to
Oh, boy.
Saras.
Well, that is exclusive to PCs.
Check.
It brings us to forest goblins. Seeing what's going on, this one is going to move down towards Nela. And make an attack with its spear with a 17.
That will hit.
You take 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And he's going to use his bonus action. So as he comes running up and he slips the spear in past your bow and into sort of like your abdominal region, it connects into the armor, and he uses his bonus action and he drives it in just a little bit further, dealing an extra 2 points. So 12.
Ooh.
And his turn. This one is Deadsies.
Hit me! Hit me!
That brings us to the Great Orc.
Oh, what's so great about him?
He's a pussy. He's a great pussy.
He's going to make 2 attacks at Vidar. With a 26
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
and a 23.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Total of 15.
Total of 15 between 2?
Total, yeah, it's combined is 15, so it's a total.
7.
Divide that by 2. Yeah, so 7.
You call that a hit?
That will end his turn. No, that will not end his turn. He's going to use his bonus action to disengage. And seeing his minions gang up, he is going to disengage and head towards Nela.
Oh, you can't get away from me that easily.
That will bring us to this forest goblin who is not happy with this sunlight and is actually going to take a couple steps back.
I think we skipped over Nela, because I think she had a 12.
I had a 16.
Oh, never mind. On my screen, I see 12.
I also see 12.
If you, I don't know why it says, oh, it's because the 12 is coming from when I tried to put Haru on the,
Oh, okay.
on the thing. It changed it to 12, but if you look under Haru's natural 20 initiative roll, you'll see a 16 initiative for Nela.
So you're 16, not 12.
I'm 16. The 12 changed it when I tried to do Haru, apparently.
Okay, so we did.
I can go next, it's fine. Or
Alright.
whenever works.
All right.
We're professionals.
Yep.
He's going to step back and throw his spear at Maethon.
Rude.
And with a 10, it will just land sort of right at your toes.
I'll just glare at him.
Oh, gosh. So, since, is Nela going before Vidar?
Yes.
Does that mean her roll has a reroll and advantage? She was specifically given advantage, but reroll was redeemed too. You said the next PC.
Yeah, because all of those are supposed to be for PCs.
Yeah. So,
So
she
it's
rolled
not really-
twice with
No.
advantage?
God. Let me pull this up here. We
Well,
have
it's
a reroll for, I guess, Nela.
And then advantage
And
for
then-
Nela.
She'll roll once at normal, and then re-roll that at advantage.
Okay.
What do you mean I usually need advantage?
So this one's actually going to use his bonus action to sort of take advantage of the Mirkwood environment of sort of the swamp-like area, and you see him sort of take a defensive stance. That will end his turn. Nela, you may go now.
I got 3 people on me.
Yep, and Bofri's just on the other side, just like cowering, or not cowering, but he's like still hiding, like,
Yeah.
what should I do? No one told me.
Does she see him?
You helped hide him. You know
Okay,
where he is.
Just making sure. So she's gonna kind of give a glare at him and go like, anytime now, as she like puts her bow away and she's gonna take out Wolfbiter.
As you say that, he sort of comes out with his staff and goes to smack the hobgoblin in the back with a surprise. Public roll for it.
Ooh! Bofri, you should have stayed hidden.
Yeah, he sort of like he goes up and he connects in the back of the hobgoblin, but the hobgoblin goes. It just turns around at him and stares him down, dealing no damage. Doesn't seem like it was strong enough to do anything. And here comes his initiative roll. Oof. Nela, still you. You take out Wolfbiter.
Yeah, I'm going to, I'm just gonna start hitting people with Wolfbiter. I'll start at the goblin above her.
Okay,
Well,
so the
that's
little,
above her, the token that's above her.
okay, the little forest goblin.
The little forest goblin. Yeah, Wolfbiter. 2 attacks. So I do the reroll now?
Reroll that and then roll it at advantage.
Okay.
27.
+2 because of Goblin Hunter.
Sure.
Even though-
Look, if a 27 didn't hit a forest goblin, I think we have problems. A 29 will still hit.
I'm just trying to remind myself the mechanics of her since
Sure.
totally different character.
Okay. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
5. And then she'll attack him again. Character sheet, wherever you are. 28.
28 will hit.
You get
That
3
was not an
attacks?
advantage, everybody, just so you
Oh
know.
no, you had to reroll. Never mind.
This
We talked about it, and I completely forgot because
Yeah.
I'm a dumb.
This is the old character sheet, so it always rolls 2 for disadvantage, advantage. So yeah, so 8 slashing after that.
8, just enough what you need to bring that one down.
That's nice. That is Nela's turn.
All right, that brings us to this hobgoblin, who is not a fan of this bird at this point. Right. He is going to make a step this direction and sort of turn to face Haru, who's sort of flapping its wings just like a foot above it, trying to harry it. And he's going to make 2 attacks at it. First one is a 24.
Yep.
The second one is a 20.
Yeah.
So as Haru sort of comes down just to try and get an attack in, the hobgoblin raises his shield and the talons sink into the wood, and he brings it down and actually bites at the wing of Haru and then flings him off. And as he's flying away, he swings his axe and sort of gets the bottom of his foot. He takes 15 slashing, 8 piercing, 7 slashing. So if that matters at all, but a total of 15.
All right.
And I need Haru to make a Constitution saving throw.
What if Haru dies?
Shut up. Hold on. I'm just recording. All right. 25. Constitution, you said.
Yes.
20.
20 will succeed.
Good boy.
All
All
right.
right.
Vidar.
Oh, it's my turn now. I do have 1 advantage from Paul.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That guy stepped back. Huh. Oh well, I'm gonna come here, which is just 5 feet of movement to start off my turn. Is there's we get advantage for flanking, right? That's the rule here, or am I making that up? Did we change that?
No, there's flanking.
Okay. So
Just don't make Congo lines, so help me God.
I mean, I'm a barbarian. I can give myself advantage anytime I want anyway, but I do have 1 advantage from Paul as well.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make my 2 attacks. We'll start off with a 21.
21 will hit.
The old flank and spank for 12 bludgeoning.
As you come running up behind this hobgoblin as it's attacking Haru, You jump up with your hammer and you just connect with the side of its head, and you just hear a resounding as it just, almost like a ragdoll, it just slumps to the ground unmoving as the side of its head is completely caved in.
Vidar will just keep running then to here, and as he does, he just gives us a small wave to Maethon, saying, "Oh, hi there."
I'll just give him like a wink.
And I'm gonna use my second attack against the big guy again, since he ran away from me.
All right.
28.
28 will
That's
hit.
almost a natural 20. Ah. Okay. For 10 bludgeoning. That's some low damage.
All right.
And that's Vidar's turn as he brings the hammer down upon this orc's back and says, "Oh, you can't get away from me."
Maethon.
All right, with that boy dead that was right next to me, seems like everyone's having a good old party down there. I'm gonna move over to this guy, and I'm gonna attack him.
Go for it.
Boom, boom. Oh boy. Okay, that's a little better.
The 17 and the 18 will hit.
All right. And there's the 17, and there's the 18.
Goblins.
Oh, wow.
Ching, ching, ching. And then I'll just kind of like just spit on that guy. Just go. And how far did I move? How much more movement do I got? Hold on 1 second. So I'll move from there.
You use 20 feet.
Okay, so then I'll use my remaining 10 feet. And I'll just move to right. Yeah. And that'll be it for Senor Maethon.
That brings us to
Don't know when he became Spanish.
the last hobgoblin, who is going to continue to attack Nela. First one is a 7, which will miss.
Yep.
And the second one is an 18.
That will hit.
That'll be 5 slashing.
Okay, and I will use my reaction again for revenge to make a single attack. You said 5 slashing, right?
Yes, I did.
Okie dokies. So that will be with Wolf Biter. 12.
12 will miss.
14 technically, if that makes a difference.
That is exactly what you needed.
Oh! +2! Okay,
And that's from Orc or Goblin Hunter?
It's from Hunter of Shadows. Attacks to shadow enemies are +2, and for orcs, spiders, goblins, trolls, evil men. That's
5
the,
slashing.
Yeah, that's the archetype that was picked. Cool.
Just clarifying.
Cool. Yep.
All right. Brings us to the top of the round with Haru.
Bird Friend is going to fly over. Haru is gonna fly over next to me, and will use the help action on me, so that I will get advantage.
Yes. That brings us to that dead goblin.
Yeah.
Nela.
Now it's my turn. Oh my god, I can't keep track. Cool. Nela will attack the... What is this? The hobgoblin is directly to my left, and what's the one at the diagonal?
The Great Orc.
The Great Orc. I'm going to attack the Great Orc twice with Wolf Biter.
You may certainly try. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
At advantage. Ugh. 20 and 17.
Let me check something real quick. No, it won't matter in this case. The 20 will just barely hit.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds great. Okay, this is the toy. 8 slashing.
All right.
And she literally has nothing for bonus actions, so that's that.
Okay. That will bring us to the Great Orc.
The Great Orc.
Pink skins in my forest. Yeah, he's going to, after Nela's attack, sort of push her off after it lands, just to give a little bit of space between him and her. And he's going to use his bonus action again to disengage. 20. And he's going to move right about there as he comes up towards... Huh?
Oh, sorry, go on. I'll ask after.
As he comes up towards Maethon and raises his axe and tries to bring it down. He makes 2 attacks.
Oh, me. Okay, never mind. That answered my question.
The first one is a 24, and the second one is a natural 20.
Oh.
Natural 20 misses, I'm just saying.
That is a...
So my elven chainmail helps prevent criticals.
Who the fuck gave you Elven Chainmail?
You did.
He's like, well, now it's time to take it away.
Maybe we can modify it. Immune to critical hits from Melvin Enchanted Chainmail.
That is powerful.
I think that's just rules as written in the Amy Stolzberg.
You can do it however you will.
You take a total of 16 slashing after the crit is negated.
Still hurts.
As he comes down with the axe twice, and on what appears to be a third attack, you your one sword and sort of hold it in place as he brings it down in front of you. That's a nice blade you got there.
I like it.
His turn. That forest goblin is dead. Bofri, after that pitiful attack, will try again, I guess, with his staff at advantage for flanking. Public roll. A 14 is exactly what he needs for 5 bludgeoning. As he sort of smacks the hobgoblin in the back again, it sort of turns and looks back at him like, "Are you little fuck again? Seriously?" And stares down at Bofri, and Bofri's like, "Oh, didn't mean it." And he actually starts running off, which will trigger an attack of opportunity to try and get out of there, because he doesn't really want to fight. From the axe with the 10, which will miss, is just right over his head.
Bofri, I would like to talk to you about your action economy in a better way you can use your turn.
That will bring us to the hobgoblin, who will make his attacks at Nela, which, as he reaches out at her to make his attack, the Great Orc, currently clashed with Maethon, looks over and says, "You lot, you better do something or I'm gonna make you regret it." And seemingly out of fear, inspires his companion, giving him an extra d6 to the attack, which is a total of 17.
Yeah.
As he reaches out and sort of grabs onto your arm and bites into the forearm, and then throws it off and then swings at you with his axe with a 13, which I believe misses.
13 misses.
All right, so you take a total of 4 piercing from the bite, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
What?
No, I was doing math, and then I was like, what did you say? 24.
As you feel like the sharp-edged teeth dig in, and you just feel the bacteria and the infection burning through you, and you're able to just push it off. That'll end his turn. Vidar.
Vidar is going to be extra. And using 30 feet of movement, he's gonna zip around that way.
All right.
Maybe he's the true zips all along. And 2 attacks against our big giant orc friend. Okay, so both those miss. But
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my hammer hand. At all times, your hands now count as melee weapons. When you are in a fury, they do a base 1d4 bludgeoning damage and score a critical hit on roll of 19 to 20. If you are fighting with a melee weapon other than hands, you immediately get a bonus unarmed attack if you miss with your regular attack as a bonus
Okay, so
action.
you can perform a bonus action attack because you missed.
Yeah, because I missed, I can punch him. We'll try
Go
to.
for it.
That's fun.
25.
25 will hit.
10. Is that right? Wait.
As an unarmed strike? How do you
Yeah, that's right. 1d4
5.
plus 5 plus 8 plus 3.
Oh, fun.
That's like max damage for my unarmed strike, which is min damage for my hammer, pretty much.
All right. As he sees you run around towards him and you swing your hammer, and the first one he knocks to the side with the axe, and the second one almost would have connected, but he brings up his hide shield and it puts him into the ground just a little bit, and he throws it off. But as he opens up his shield, in comes like a left hook. Boom. Maethon.
I'm gonna attack our orc friend here.
All right, go ahead.
Please, some good rolls. Oh boy, it's not a good start.
I love being a barbarian.
Yeah, I think all those miss.
As he takes the hit from Vidar, he hears your footfalls ever so slightly as you come at him, and he turns around and he just parries off the first attack, and he takes his axe and he clashes with your sword, Bane of the Dunedain, and just sort of circle motions it and puts it to the ground. And as you come up again, the final one, he just sort of steps backwards.
All right, I'm gonna action surge that shit, and we're gonna try again because this guy needs to die.
Go for it.
Okay,
There you
there's
go.
Airbane. Airbane doing some work. There we
There
go.
you go. Holy cow!
All 3 will hit. 24, 24, 23.
Oh
Just
gosh.
what I needed.
Oh gosh.
Just what the doctor ordered.
I saw the
Oh my
16. I was
goodness.
like, wow, that's a lot. But actually, I could hit 16 damage too on my main attack.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there. I got Airbane a little powered up here.
All right, all 3 of those is in a flurry of swords as you sort of spin about and you connect twice as they both come down, coming across his leathers. And he steps back, and you actually come up to his side with Bane of the Dunedain and actually stick it right in, probably getting about 3 inches of penetration through the side of his armor until you pull it out as it's dripping with like a black blood ichor.
Ooh.
And with that, I'm just gonna look up my new friend here that I just carved up, and that'll be my turn.
That will bring us to the Hobgoblin, who is going to just finish his business down here. He's going to make his 2 attacks, and at the same time as he goes out, The Great Orc snaps orders at him again. Do something! And giving him a wee bit of inspiration again.
He didn't attack me already?
What?
That one between Bofri and I?
It's his turn right now.
I thought he attacked me already.
No,
Or am I mistaken?
it's been it's been another round.
It's been a whole
Oh,
turn.
has it already? Shh.
Yeah.
Alright.
He rolled a 1 on that d6, so
Okay.
it's only a total of 13 on that first attack.
Wait, so then what's the one right after Bofri with the 8 initiative roll?
It's this one up here. He's dead.
Oh, okay. Alright, never mind. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
I don't know where I am now.
13 to hit.
Yeah, 13 will miss, I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
And a 12 will miss then.
that will miss too.
Alright. Alright, so that brings us to the top of the round with Haru.
Haru is going to fly behind Vidar because 30 feet. So he's actually going to be off the map. But he is going to use the help action on Vidar to give him advantage for his next round of attacks.
So as he tries to get over there, that will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Well, no, so I can't do it because of how big the map is, but I was trying to have him go behind Vidar so that... I see.
I
because
know, but the hobgoblin's already
Yep.
in melee with
Alright,
him.
that's fine. He'll take it from the hobgob.
19.
Haru will take it from the hobgob.
He will take it from the hobgob, yeah. That.
Total of 5 slashing as Haru tries to fly over and he reaches up with his axe and sort of cuts right under his belly.
He's fine!
Is he?
Yeah, he's...
How many feathers he got?
He's got 20 more out of 40!
Alright, so he's actually right behind Vidar is what you're telling me.
Yeah, off the map. So that he's not in range of the,
Yeah.
orc, but he's saying hi to Vidar.
Ooh, nice change of the map on the fly there.
Sorry.
I like to point out, almost every encounter I run, no one wants to stay on the map. Which I get, in reality, there is no map, but it makes things very difficult to deal with.
The map is an illusion.
So he's just using the help action then?
Yep, so he's gonna give Vidar advantage on his next
Okay.
round of attacks.
I'm just
I
drowning.
mean, he
in
already
advantage.
has advantage for flanking at this point in time, if that
Oh.
influences your decision at all. He's also a slayer, which he could just give himself advantage.
That's true.
I could run from one side of the map
Then
back
he's
to
going
the other in one
to.
turn.
Then he's gonna instead stop right here, and he's gonna look at Bofri and give him an intimidating caw that like prompts him to attack, and that will be his help action.
All right,
Just like do something.
Nela, you're up.
Speaking of, Nela will keep attacking the hobgoblin with a wolf biter.
Go for it.
19
and a natural 20.
21 and a 31.
Both will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah. Get wrecked. Hopefully. Maybe.
No way.
What?
You rolled exactly his hit points.
Hey! Good,
Had you
'cause
not crit, he would still be alive.
Good, because Nela would have been really annoyed if she took more damage.
All right.
Alright. After the hobgoblin sheet goes down, she's gonna look at her friends and she'll go, let's get this over with! And that's her turn.
All right. Brings us to the Great Orc. Who is going to There's his sheet. Yeah, he's going to turn and attack Vidar because he feels insulted by that punch. With an 18.
18 will hit.
7 slashing, so 3. And a natural 1. As he turns off, he gets cut to ribbons from Maethon. He still returns and he turns to you, and you see his side is now darkened with orc blood, and he seems to be breathing a bit heavier, and his movements are now slowed. And although the first one connects to you, he almost feels like you let him hit him. And he raises it again, and at this time it's just so slow that you just step out of the way, and he goes. That will end his turn. Bofri. Oh, poor Bofri. All right.
Is he gonna get the killing blow?
He's got a bird.
He's just gonna run across the field going.
I think I heard you from Lindsay's mic.
Yeah, I heard it down the hallway.
With a 19, we'll just. Oh, no, he gets advantage, from the help. A 23 will hit. As he smacks the Great Orc with his staff, dealing 6 bludgeoning. That will end his turn. Vidar.
Well, this is how the cookie crumbles. Bam! Bam! Bam!
Oh.
25 will hit. 14. What is with you guys? It's exactly as if you care to describe this feat of yours.
The first attack misses. Actually, I guess technically the second attack misses. But we'll just go with first.
In any order you want.
We'll just go with the first attack misses, and Vidar just uses the momentum and just like spins around, carrying it through, and just brings the hammer back around, impacting the orc's chest, just causing his ribs to cave in since he's facing me. And with a sickening crunch, he falls to the ground.
Seemingly all threats in the immediate vicinity have been dealt with.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Wait, I don't see that.
What?
The
It's there.
hydrate.
It's there.
Okay.
I just
had to refresh because I lost things. It froze.
Once I find where is trying to get out of the
Not a bad first encounter for some characters we haven't touched in God knows how long.
There's the roaming band of goblins led by a great orc. Lay slain at your feet. What would we like to do?
Nela's going to go through their belongings and also see if she can retrieve the one arrow she used in combat on the one hobgoblin up north.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay, once I find my character sheet. Investigation? And do I have...
Natural 20.
Oh! Okay, cool. Yay!
You do find your arrow.
That's awesome. I got it back.
You find 3 rations on them that might be questionable. And then they're rusted orc and goblin weapons for the most part. You do find a hide shield that the great orc was carrying. It seems to be fairly intact.
Okay.
But for the most part, they seem to have just been a roaming band, packed light for the most part.
Nothing
Well,
like killing some orcs to get the blood pumping.
nothing really special about them, just here it looks like.
Hey, that's good enough for me.
Favorite orc is a dead orc.
Yeah, no kidding.
How much further out do we think we are from the road?
Shouldn't be more than a day. Less than a day, probably a few hours. If we keep heading in this northeasterly direction. Whew, that was intense.
You good?
Sure. My father fought the dragon. I'm just in Mirkwood fighting orcs. But it shouldn't be more than a few hours.
The way you charged at that orc. Ha! Loved it. We'll make a fighter out of you yet, Bofri.
Well, let's not be hasty.
What was it that was said when we met, what's his name? The exile? The other exile? He said that at one point it looked like goblins or trolls were running away from something around here, going a certain direction. West?
They were running east into the
East.
They're
territory
running
of-
west.
West, yeah. West. I had it
West.
confused in my mind.
West.
Like, I knew I was talking about this side of Middle Earth,
Yeah.
which is west, but I just said east because I'm a dum-dum.
Okay. Well, we can keep going the way we were going, but we can also kind of make sure the area here is clear, just to make sure we don't get potentially ambushed again if we want. There's some tracks.
The
here
area,
that
you're
I-
gonna check the entire forest.
Not the entire forest, but just make sure there's not a group that was right behind them, so that we don't have to keep fighting.
I'm with Bofri. Let's just go. The area's so large. How are we gonna determine? We're gonna be just spending time looking for nothing?
Nah, it was just gonna be like maybe a half hour to an hour to see where specifically the tracks came from, if there's a source or another camp or a larger camp of some sort, and either take them down there, or if they're not gonna bother us, move on. Just a precaution.
I'm pretty sure we could find a whole army somewhere, and I don't know what happened to my voice. But I think, we just keep going north. And if it makes you feel better, I'll take up the rear. So if anything attacks from behind, they'll hit me first.
All right, fine, whatever. Let's
Alright.
keep going.
So you're good to press on then.
No one needs a short rest or anything right now.
I'm good.
No, I don't need a short rest. That
Okay.
was just a warm up.
Excellent, we press on.
Okay, she'll give a whistle or two and have Haru fly back up into the sky to be an overwatch.
Alright. So as you all continue your journey following Bofri and Nela towards your desired destination, the day wanes on for another hour or so. And at that point, Nela, I need you to give me an arrival check. Go ahead and roll a d8, please.
Say that's new.
Yeah, I was like, 6!
It's because we ignored a lot of mechanics when we first started this campaign.
Yeah.
6. Your arrival. The many leagues that the company has traveled have filled them with a sense of clear purpose regarding their goals. Dark though the path ahead may be, as a result, the guide receives a +1 bonus to their next embarkation roll.
Oh, fun!
So go ahead and note that your next embarkation, if you are the guide, somebody can just jot it down in general.
I got
Because
it.
if it's a different guide, they would still get the +1.
I'm going to elect to take disadvantage for the rest of the stream.
All right.
What just happened?
Because Minnie and I were chatting, And
Oh my god!
and I said if Minnie donated actual money, I would do it. However, 6,000 bits I feel like is close enough.
Well, thank you, Minnie, for the bits. Matt,
Oh,
may the
yeah,
odds be
our-
forever in your favor.
Our coffee widget isn't on.
Yep.
Poop.
Oh.
Well, the coffee widget wouldn't have tripped on bits.
No, but like, never mind. It doesn't matter.
So after some time,
Damn.
the four of you suddenly find yourself emerging into what appears to be a leafy tunnel where the trees and the brush themselves, the roots seem to arch over and form sort of like a natural tunnel surrounding you with the vines and the leaves of Mirkwood itself. Bofri sort of stops and looks around. We found it. Oh, we found it! And he takes out a shovel from his pack and he starts digging away at his feet. Something here.
The road or something specific.
The road, there's got to be a marker here or something. Where's we're going? As he sort of clears a bit of dirt and he covers what seems to be a cut stone in the ground. He takes his finger and he starts sort of gesturing over the stonework, brushing away some of the dust. Vidar, you notice that the symbols he seems to be brushing away appear to be dwarven runes.
Yeah, those are dwarven runes. All right.
Aye, they are. They have a keen eye. 5 miles east to the mill fort from this spot. 45 to the beacon tower. And 65 west to the mill fort. At least where it once stood. He sort of stands up straight, all excited. This way! And he starts running through the tunnel.
We're heading east then?
Yes.
65 miles to go.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Well, hang
thought
on.
you
We gotta make
said
sure there's
west.
nothing ahead that's bad. Oh, whatever.
You hear your voice sort of echo off into the tunnel as he gets probably 10 to 20 feet out ahead of you. But he stops as you say that, and you see him like looking up above him. What's that?
What's what?
He points to the top of a nearby tree as you all sort of slowly come up to meet him, and you look up, and you see a grayish white mass dangling from a tree.
Oh.
Is it web?
It is web. It appears to be a web-wrapped bundle stuck to the upper branches. Everyone go ahead and give me just a quick investigation check just as you look up at it.
Now, this is going to be a straight roll because I have disadvantage for the remainder of the session.
Jesus
but
Christ.
Paul had previously given me advantage that I haven't used yet.
Oh god. Just roll well, Matt. You got a 4 and a 6.
Investigation is no longer my strong suit. Not bad.
It's above 10 at least.
The dwarves!
Oh yeah, that's a spider. Is that the breed that they ran into in Erebor that one time?
You, Vidar, looking at it, you're all in agreement that this is definitely a spider's webbing.
I got to re-roll.
Paul and Minnie are plotting.
Natural one. Okay? The three of you agree that this is the victim, like a bundled webbing mass. Bofri sort of squints his eyes and looks at it. It's a bit large, don't you think?
For what?
man, orc. It's too large.
Like a bigger humanoid than either of those?
Oh, I could venture, I guess, but I wouldn't know unless we look inside.
Maybe it's an orc.
It's not. It's too small to be an orc.
Can I shoot it down?
You can certainly try. You can also just try and get up the tree and cut it down if you wish to.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll climb up the tree and try and a little slicey dicey.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Can I argue acrobatics?
Let me hear your argument.
So, while climbing up the tree, just trying to go up just swiftly and quickly because I don't want to be here any more than I have to, and then just kind of use it almost like a. Good.
I was gonna say, being swift and quick doesn't inherently make it acrobatic.
Please? Fine.
Climbing is inherently a strength-based thing.
Could have never seen.
The way you described it did not convince me.
Fair enough. Yep.
13. You're able to get up the tree probably about 10 or so feet and get over to the webbed up mass. You take out your hunting knife. You cut through the webbing until it tink, 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 snaps from the tree and goes collides onto the ground. And as it hits the ground, it splatters open with gory masses of blood and flesh, and the stench hits you all immediately in this rotted flesh.
Oh. What color?
Are we able
is
to
the
make out what
blood?
it is?
It seems the blood seems to be red. If you want to investigate it further, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Sure. I have disadvantage because of chat, unless Kevin wants to do it.
I'll do it. I'll climb down from the tree and I'll take a look.
Okay.
Yep, there we go. Yep, that there's a body. That there is a body.
Oh, I'm proficient.
You
Lindsay,
can give
fuck's
one as
sake.
well if everybody wants to actually.
Sure.
It's whether or not you feel like your character would be able to brave the stench of rotting flesh and actually investigate through a gory mess.
Nela's hardy, but that's a 10.
10. The two of you look it over, and Maethon kind of like holds his cloak up to his face, and it's to the point of triggering a gag reflex for you. It's really potent. It's probably been decaying for a while now. Nela, you notice that this is not one body, it is two. And that these appear to be partially consumed, meaning they've been eaten away at. But they appear to be two large boars.
Well, that's more than one creature, and they seem to be boars. I'm going to step back from the stench just to kind of take a reprieve. Yes, it is Food Cat, everybody, who just meowed. And as I step back, I'm going to call Haru down just to keep him closer instead of in the sky now.
Yeah, he's like bite-sized.
He flies down and lands on your shoulder.
Cool.
Bofri sort of swallows. Well, that's better it than us, right?
Part of me hopes we come across what did this. I'd like to fight it.
Of course you would. I'm not sure if I would, but we can at least keep an eye out for it. Are there any tracks around that may lead to the interpretation or assumption that a spider has been around?
Survival check.
Okay. once. Oh my gosh. No, not this tab. This tab. 20 Uno.
21. You look about beyond the gory mess that you guys have made on the ground, and you look around, and remarkably, you see no signs of a spider that has been through here.
I don't see any signs that it's been around, at least recently. Could come from the trees for all I know, so let's stick
shut
together, stay close, and then
Let's
can
move
keep
on
going.
then. The sooner we're done here, the sooner we can return.
I agree.
In the four of you, sticking close to one another, slowly head off down the remnants of the old forest road, heading forward for the mill fort. And that is where we're going to take a 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Cool. Alcohol.
It's still wrong. How did you manage to mess up the same coffee 3 times in a row? Swear to God, get out of my sight.
Whoa, whoa,
You're
whoa,
useless.
whoa, 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 whoa. We can't have that going on here. Why are you having a third coffee at 9 p.m.?
What is sleep?
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Anyway,
I love coffee.
thank you all for joining us. I hope you are enjoying tonight's session. While we listen to this relaxing track, you can close your eyes. And there's nothing in the world now that can bother you.
Oh, you made me yawn. Why?
That didn't take much. Yes, so I hope you're all enjoying it tonight as much as we are. We will be live again tomorrow night with our weekly Peyton chat with Lindsay.
Hi!
And then KOTOR on Friday, and then a DM prep session on Saturday with Matt.
Hey, no one died. Genuinely surprised. Multiple people went down though, but
Yeah.
the party pulled through with some clutch healing spells that kept everyone from death.
It was definitely scary. That's for sure.
Who knows what he has up his sleeve this, or what you might help him create this week. So, as you have probably heard, if you're new here, or if you've been with us for a while now, you know that we use a service called Battle Bards that we use to implement all of our immersive soundscapes and background music to our tabletop games. Now, if that is something you would like to have in your games, whether it be virtual on Roll20, virtual battlegrounds, or fantasy battlegrounds, sorry, or what have you, even if it's just Discord, or physical at a real wooden table or card table, not judging community table you want, as long as it holds things on a flat surface, you're good. Then you should head over to battlebards.com and check out a BattleBards Prime subscription, which will get you a complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Plate Mail games, so you get a bit of a twofer there. 20% discount on all in-store purchases, and access to a caster mixer and private soundboard, so you can sort of mix and match and have all of your players hear what sort of beats you lay down in your dungeon, whether it be virtual or physical. So head over to battlebards.com, and if you are interested in that Prime subscription, go ahead and use the coupon code ADVENTURE.
This is like perfect meditation music.
It can even be used for meditation. It's very versatile.
I totally feel like meditating right now.
So, bit of an update on our coffee shop. For those of you that may be wondering or really needed it, we now can do international shipping. So for all of our goblins beyond the shores, you can now have your own Dice Goblin sticker. So it is just $2 for shipping for international, but the Goblin sticker itself is still a base pay what you want starting at $2. So essentially, you can have a minimum internationally starting at $4, and anything more than that goes back to the stream that we use to try and make it better and give you more entertaining things than me just drabbling on about nonsense.
Stickers!
Yeah.
Get all the
Yeah,
stickers!
this little guy. This little guy.
There's only
So-
4 of them left on store. Get them before they're gone.
What are you waiting for?
Before I keep them all to myself!
She
That's
doesn't
fine. I
need
want
a
my
reason
swole
to do
goblin.
that.
Wait,
I said she doesn't need a reason to do that.
How much for Madam Haven to be my voicemail?
How much you got?
It should just mean.
I'm
It should just
I'm really thankful I didn't take a sip.
Madam Ava going ring ring, ring ring ring.
Ring, ring, darling.
for the
Ring.
ringtone.
You've reached the voicemail of Paul. He's not here right now. He's a little tied up, if you know what I mean. Now, if it's not too much of a burden, he would very much like you to leave a message. Leave your name, your number, and he'll get back to you whether he thinks you're attractive enough, all right? So, go ahead and leave that. And if you're interested, I'm Madam Ava. I'll give you my number. Call back if you want that. That
I
is
think
all.
Lindsay's about to pass out.
Oh my god, because it's even funnier with the background music. It's like you're calling someone that's busy at a salon or a spa, and the masseuse picks up or something.
Okay, listen. You know what? So we have a bit of a donation goal on our coffee to get a few of our members some upgraded gear. If we hit that, maybe I will do a Madam Eva guided meditation.
Oh my god! It's only $250. That's not bad, right?
We all got stimmies.
It's for webcam and microphone specifically. I'm just saying it's out there.
Oh my god. That'd
Anyway.
be so great.
That is all of our announcements. Other than that, keep an eye out for our 2 Dungeons Deep one-shot that we will be doing. Might be a one-shot, might be 2 sessions. It doesn't
It's
matter.
gonna be
We're here
more
for the
than one. It's gonna
story.
be more than one session. I started planning it. I know what I want to do now. It's gonna be more than one session. It's gonna be at least 2. Probably not more than that. But we're gonna see some iconic Lord of the Rings characters. So
Oh boy.
be exciting. I don't think I've ever DM'd anything on AdventureCheck yet, like proper.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh my god.
So we will be following the brief story of the High Elf Nela, Lindsay's character, searching out for texts and a master of artificer of Eregion, specifically in the realms of enchanting weapons and armor.
Yes, with some fun people to join her.
So stay tuned for that. We'll make an announcement as we get closer to it and have a finalized date. But should all be fun. And with that, let us get back to Mirkwood.
Oh man, my cheeks hurt.
Huh?
I said my cheeks hurt because I was trying to stay quiet from not laughing so that your little voicemail bit was clear so that it could be clipped or something.
You could just throw yourself on mute. It's fine.
I know, but I was too busy laughing. And the thought of now Madam Ava doing a guided meditation in the back of my head is just it's got some mental real estate now and it's great.
Living there rent free.
Yep.
So, the 4 of you, having fended off a wandering band, continued your journey in search of the old forest road and came across a leafy tunnel where Bofri found a bit of essentially a road sign. Like Paris, 200 some miles this way. Blah, 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 yeah, is basically what he found. And you guys continued on heading east towards the mill fort, and came across a gory mess of a spider victim of 2 boars webbed up in a tree that have been partially eaten. now on some little bit of a alert, the rest of you press on, making your way towards the mill fort, or at least where it once stood, not knowing if it still existed or not. The mill fort was a dwarven way station Bofri has informed you of. It's a fortified coaching inn where travelers could rest in safety and recover before continuing their journeys. So as he guides you all deeper into the forest, is there anything you wish to say or do during this leg of the journey?
Nah. Just
Are we there yet?
Out of total curiosity, and I'm expecting the answer to this to be no, but I figured I'd ask anyway. With Haru sitting on top of Nela's shoulders, and as they keep going, that's not like a short rest for him or anything, is it?
No.
Yeah, I figured. Figured
No,
I'd ask.
You all need to agree on a short rest.
Okay, I've just figured because he's not doing anything and just chilling, so thought I'd ask.
I mean, he can fly like 2 feet above your head.
Yeah, but no, I was gonna have him just sit on Nela for now.
Okay.
Nela specifically, as Haru is just kind of chilling and resting from flying so much already, she's going to be as alert as possible, specifically listening and looking for signs and sounds of spiders in particular, or anything in relation to them.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Maybe it's not a spider, but who knows? That's a crappy perception roll with a plus 11. That's a 9. Wait. Does Haru give me advantage, or is it just proficiency bonus? Oh no, it's expertise. Okay, nope. It's 20.
20. Okay.
Haru has advantage if he does it, not me. Cool.
Good to know.
bird's
So
eye
you keep
view.
it.
If
I am
only you could
trying-
talk to Haru.
Yeah. What do you see?
So you keep an eye out as you guys march onward for any signs of spiders, and that is loud wind.
Oh, I thought
Sorry,
it
I
was
just
water.
breathed.
No.
Sorry, that was me. I didn't realize how close my mic was. Sorry.
No.
No, that was actually battle bards, unless you're making a joke, in which case you
Oh.
bastard.
No. So I right when you said that, I just breathed really loud out of my nose, and I thought that was into the mic.
Oh,
so that,
nope.
So that's where I thought like, oh shit, sorry, I didn't realize it was that close.
No, you're good. It's battle bards.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a different soundscape track that sort of removed like animal sounds. So it's just
Okay.
like wind blowing through the trees. So it's just
Got it.
It's just a silent forest for the most part.
That's where I went. Shit, my bad.
Nope. So after some time, the four of you, see sort of a bit in the distance, following this path. And as you're traveling through, you find sections that seem almost pristine, untouched, carved, smooth dwarven stone, and that goes on for about like 10 to 20 feet, and then it seems the forest reclaims it for a large stretch of time. So you seem to have sections where the dwarven magic seems to be holding, and the others, for the vast majority of it, it seems the forest of Mirkwood is reclaiming this land. But after a while, you guys see probably about 20 to 30 feet in the distance what appears to be stone walls that have been overgrown with moss and dirt, and vines are creeping through them. The main gate is knocked down in front. The wooden gate is just laying on the ground, almost in splinters. But from this distance, from what you can see, sort of in the center, beyond the walls, is a tall like drum-like tower that goes up probably about 15 feet tall above the wall line. And in itself, from here, it looks like there's brush and vines reaching over the sides of it, completely engrossing the sides of this tower, this keep, seeming as if this entire area seems to be reclaimed by the forest.
So, what's this, Bofri?
This is it. This is the Mirkwood. Seems that the forest has begun to reclaim this land.
You see, like, the grass inside is probably about 1.5 feet high. It's almost hard to see the dirt path that actually goes into the fort, since the fort is located off to the side of the road. You can see some rooftops of what was the inn of it from here as well. For the most part, it seems abandoned, other than the fact that nature itself has settled here.
It doesn't seem like any trace of wildlife or otherwise has taken it as refuge. No tracks around it for quite some time, like animal tracks.
Survival check. You still are like 30 or so feet from the wall itself, so this is all from a distance you're observing.
Yeah, that's fine.
26.
26.
You look around, and you have sort of picked up on the note that there is a eerily lack of noise in this section of the forest. No squirrels, no deer, not even wandering orcs. It seems to be fairly silent in this immediate vicinity. And you sort of trek closer and you don't see any signs of foot traffic on the ground. The tall grass typically would give away if it was heavily traversed, being knocked down. You don't seem to find anything as you're just sort of scanning over the fort. You look back sort of at the keep, looking over its vines that it seemed to be wrapping around from the top. And you sort of squint your eyes and look a little bit closer as you swear one of those vines just moved. And after a moment of staring at it long enough and drawing everyone's attention to it silently, you notice that the top of this keep isn't covered in brush and overgrown vines. You see perhaps the biggest no, why aren't you letting me do that? Oh, there it is. You see probably the biggest mass of a creature laying there. And those vines don't seem to be vines, but long, brownish green, hairy legs. You look upon something that is probably the largest creature you have ever come across.
I'm done playing. Good night, guys. Fuck this.
So do I need to point that out? Because we all see this, right?
See what?
Maethon just looks at it and goes,
There, other than... Wait, so there's no...
why did I zoom in into that?
Maybe... Oh, wait, what is it?
I zoomed in on the picture you sent, like, even more. It's like, why did I do that?
God, is it alive?
I'd rather not.
I mean, I could find out.
Is it breathing?
I would prefer it
It does appear to be slow rising and falling. As you look over, you see its glassy black eyes just open and sitting there as it slowly rises and falls.
We can hide. We can hide right now and see what it does.
I could just go out there and draw its attention.
And then what?
Kill it.
No, that. Do you see
I'm gonna
how big this thing is,
hilt.
Vidar?
I mean,
I'll tap the hilt of Erebane. When you say that, I go like, we stab it.
Maethon and I here have slain Negral, the werewolf of Mirkwood. How bad could a giant spider be?
We have also
I didn't do much
through those
slaying of Negral.
adventures.
I just stood there like a bitch.
We have also through many adventures nearly died because of just going and attacking things. So I'd prefer not to die today.
I mean, Bofri, we're here to just find the staff, right?
Aye. And assess the state of everything.
Well, I think we can see the state.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
Big spider bad.
It's obvious from the outside, but what about the inside of all those buildings? We don't know the state of everything.
In my experience, big spiders like that make lots of little spiders.
One of us or two of us could sneak in and take a peek inside the buildings while the rest of us, not as stealthy folks, stay back.
I can. Go ahead.
I'll say I'm about as stealthy as a 5-year-old running through with bells. So.
Do you see that thing was about 15 feet long?
Yeah, I don't think we want to piss it off.
I mean, I do.
Nela, with your known, actually, I'll ask it to the group. In anyone's background, does anybody have the known or region lore for Mirkwood?
Region lore?
I don't
Vidar
believe so.
sure doesn't.
It comes specifically with backgrounds, region lore.
No, I don't think I do.
No. Unless it's part of Driven from Home, I doubt it.
It's not.
Okay. The only thing I think that's close with Nela having knowledge is her whatever it's called, her just being a hunter of shadows as the archetype for Wanderer, but that's it. She knows how to fight them.
Yes, I be living in Mirkwood for a little bit.
Discord
But I have
just
any
freaked
idea?
the fuck out, and every sentence was on top of itself.
All I said was that the only thing Nela probably knows is basically how to fight them because of how she's got things that she can do against spiders in combat for being a hunter of shadows as the Wanderer archetype. So yeah, probably nothing lore-wise.
Okay. If anybody wishes, they can make a lore check.
I will, because I lived in Mirkwood for a couple months. Maybe I heard something.
Why not?
And that is a whopping nope.
I mean, I could also do the sneaking because the downside is I'm not very stealthy. But if I get in trouble, I'm quite chunky.
So, in terms of stealthing, I can definitely go in stealth, because Nela is incredibly sneaky. She's got advantage up the wazoo for stealth, but on top of that, what Nela can also do is help someone else, if not everyone else, be stealthy with, what is this? Oh wait, this is slightly different. Hold on.
Not to interrupt the brainstorming session we got going on here. Should we hide now while we're having this discussion?
Fine, let's hide now.
Good idea.
Nela's gonna hide behind a tree with Haru.
I'll get no bush.
But I will go somewhere.
I figured we'd all say or hide together or something. I don't know.
We have to be
Yeah.
close. We're close enough.
So I can create camouflages for,
Stealth checks if you're hiding now.
just myself.
Jesus Christ.
I have disadvantage. 5.
Well, that's probably not gonna happen, so never mind.
I'm just standing there holding a twig up in front of me.
I'm gone.
Should I do a stealth check for Haru too?
Please, because his natural instincts are probably going to start to kick in.
What is stealth? Dex and
Dex. Just Dex. If he doesn't have something assigned to him that gives him more for stealth, it's just Dex.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
she's
okay.
gonna hide well, but it's not gonna matter because of her bird.
You don't
She's
know
gonna
that.
sneeze.
You don't know that. Carry on.
So anyways, I have something
Paul wants you to reroll.
Me? For who?
Haru.
He didn't say.
I guess it's Haru. Because the natural one. That's my guess. Paul can clarify though.
Yeah, if he meant for...
Haru.
Okay. I'll re-roll. I'll re-roll for bird.
Another natural one.
I will allow
I-
her.
I
That's better.
first saw the 5.
Okay.
So what I do have and what I was going to say is that I think it only applies to myself though, because it says you can spend 1 minute creating a camouflage for yourself. So never mind. I can be sneaky, and the only other thing I could possibly try to do is the trackless steps thing from last session, right before we started getting in combat, where I could have all of us cease leaving any signs of like passage through the wild, but I don't think that's exactly. I don't think that counts for what's going on right now, so.
Ooh.
I can create a camouflage for myself, but that's about it, so never mind.
Alright, so what are we doing?
I don't know. I'm feeling
Nela can go sneaky, and
I'm feeling
we
pretty
can just-
stealthy.
Then I will wait back here because I'm not feeling very stealthy.
I would leave Haru here too. But I can definitely sneak, and I can. Could I don't have like a disguise kit or anything, but based on the fact that I have that feature and just some general knowledge, could I be able to craft something up with the leaves and dirt around and see
Are
if
you
I
gonna
can
make a
slap him on
spider
Vidar's
costume?
face and just like have Vidar try to camouflage with the wilderness a little bit?
Which feature is this?
So it's called Hide in Plain Sight.
Right.
I can copy and paste. Give me a second. And it says I can only make a camouflage for myself, but I'm just curious if there's like, if I can pull some knowledge from that to potentially and partially apply to Vidar.
Starting at 10th level, you can spend 1 minute creating camouflage for yourself. You generally need a traveler's cloak and access to mud, dirt, plants, and other natural occurring materials.
Oh, you
to
know
assist
what?
in your camouflage. What?
I mean, you can keep reading, but I don't think it's gonna work because I can't just stealth around. It's clearly for hiding. I can't. The feature breaks if I move.
Yes, it does.
So never mind. But
According to the dwarven records, that if the staff of the Lord Warden is here, it is in the keep.
well, I can go in first. If I find something, I can whistle, or we can all try to go in, or
If we all go in,
it's gonna. Yeah, I mean,
If anyone's going over there, they're going with me. Alright?
okay.
I mean, if Bofri's going in there, I don't feel good just hanging back here.
Then how about, it sounds like we're all just gonna go, so how about we take turns?
I don't recall
going in?
saying that.
Yeah, but if Vidar's gonna go, and Bofri's gonna go, and I was gonna go, that leaves you and Haru.
I don't see the problem with that.
Haru
Okay.
sort of cocks his head over at Maethon and goes,
Yeah, I look at him and go like, see? We
Yeah,
good?
I know you like him. Okay, fine, whatever.
I'm not feeling stealthy.
All right, then how about if the what is that? 3 of us? If the 3 of us are going to go, then let's go in one at a time and not as a group, just to
I'll keep an eye on you guys. I'll have my bow drawn in case shit gets real.
yeah. So I can go first, and then I can wave the next person to come over once I know that inside is secure enough.
I'll do the Middle Earth equivalent of wait in the car.
Does that work?
You said
Alright.
you're going in first, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can go in first. So, yeah, Nela is not doing the hide in plain sight feature, but she's still gonna kind of like, just for survival instincts, kind of rub dirt and leaves and stuff all over to try to have her look more like the ground as she moves. And then she'll stealth across to go inside.
all right. Go ahead
Kevin's
and
got
give me a
viewer
stealth check.
inspiration.
What?
I'll allow that to stack with the inspiration you guys got at the beginning of the journey, I guess.
So I have 2 inspiration.
Yes, but the viewer inspiration will expire at the end of tonight.
Alright,
Oh,
then
snap.
So
I
it's
will
a
do
user
my best to remember to use it. Alright.
All right, Nayla.
Thank you, whoever gave that to me. I'm not looking at
Paul.
the chat thing.
Oh,
Paul,
All of our
Paul,
cameras are frozen.
you are the bomb.com,
that's-
Paul. In case no one told you.
wow. All of ours except Brian's. How's that happen? Hang on. That's the opposite. Usually Brian's the only one that's frozen. Give me a second. Nope.
Well, now we
okay,
gotta-
it's something in...
Is it Discord?
No, it's something in Streamlabs.
Oh no!
Since we still have audio, I presume
Blam, blam,
Nayla,
blam,
go ahead and
blam.
give me a stealth check.
There we go.
Okie dokies. I have stealth at advantage for several reasons. Yeah, I know.
We're good, we're good again.
Can you guys hear the
We
cat?
are live.
26.
6. Nice.
26, yes.
Yeah, it's like it's like literally 3 different things according to this, and her armor. She's got advantage on stealth check.
So you leave the brush where all of you are sort of hiding behind, and you creep over silently to the walls, slinking through the tall grass as the wind blows through, making as little noise as you can. And you stop at the wall and you look in, and you basically look right at the large spider's face as its fangs sort of part ever so slightly and come back together with a little click, and the eyes, glassed over and black, appear to be looking right back at you. You hide back against the wall, take a breath, step out into the open, and slowly move across the courtyard past the broken down gate. As you get closer, you hear a small hissing like sound. You keep your eyes ever fixed on the monstrosity on top of this keep. As you get closer, you can make out the hairs dotting its long legs that are wrapping around this keep. And those eyes ever remain appearingly fixed on you.
Nayla in her mind is like, yeah, I totally told myself it would be fun to leave Mountain Hall for once and go on an adventure. This is fine.
You get about 10 feet from the keep door, and as you are slowly moving across, you catch at the corner of your right eye one of the legs twitch, and you hear the scrape against the weathered stone as the leg just sort of scrapes up against it, and you look over and you see it tensed and then relaxed back down onto the side. You move slowly towards the keep and make your way inside. You see inside a couple of desks and bookcases turned over, papers everywhere, and a ladder that goes up.
Any sign of like webbing on the inside or like little eggs or what have you?
No, not inside, not what you can see.
Okay.
The spider outside is way too large to fit inside.
Fair enough. Okay. So I will, after the few moments of kind of looking around and making sure inside is what's inside, she will look back at the group and she will do the slow sign of like, okay, like come over and obviously stay quiet.
Who's next?
I mean, I guess it's either me or Bofri or I, right?
Yeah, so it's between you two.
And after she does that, she's going to kind of turn. She'll stay inside, but she'll move away from the doorway and like hide behind the wall just in case, so that you can't tell she's inside.
You know, Bofri, if either one of us are gonna wake this thing up, I'd rather it be me than you. So I'm gonna go first, cause I'll probably wake it up.
Thanks, I think.
Unless you think you're sneaky enough to walk right under its face.
Oh my god.
I can take a hit.
All right. I'll follow you in afterwards. Vidar, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my inspiration.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at that going like, maybe I should have stealthed with you guys.
Oh.
All right.
It made a lick of difference.
Out of 4 die rolls, only one of them was above a 10 because I have no dexterity.
Oh man. I'm very tense.
Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go stealth in, as Maethon's kind of like,
Vidar, you heft your hammer on your back and you make your way towards the broken open gate. And about 15 feet back, slowly following, is Bofri, though keeping his distance. He said he would not come in until you were through. You peer inside and you see this large spider just gazing in your direction. You take a breath and you start making your way through the gate. And as you cross over the broken gate, the rotted wood itself actually gives way and cracks open and creaks, and you hear the first sound in this area of the forest that you've probably heard in maybe an hour. This is echoes. And you sort of freeze in place as let me just, to make my life easy.
I'm having fun watching Lindsay's camera.
Say he's there. You sort of
Like I'm
freeze
about to
in
watch a
place,
heart attack.
and you look up at the spider, and as the echo sort of ceases, its fangs sputter and clack together, and you see all the legs tense and grip the side of the keep, and it stands up at its full height and stretches, and its head fixates down at you. Oh, into spy grounds.
Oh shit, it talks.
And it slowly comes down the side. And Nela, as you look out the door, you see a looming shadow of moving legs creep over the gate, the doorway, and you hear the rustle as it comes to on the ground, almost face to face with a small dwarf.
Howdy.
What are you doing here?
Looking for a stick.
I too am looking for something.
Oh, really? What are you looking for?
My next meal. I need you to roll initiative.
Well, the spider did get the jump on me because as soon as the spider would have said like anything else, I would be like, oh, well, that's too bad. Hammer time.
This thing didn't see me yet, did it?
At least I don't get the shadow points. Oh, it turned invisible. Oh, I have a disadvantage.
We killed it. Good job, guys.
Oh, 14-14.
Nice.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Nela, you can also roll initiative and put yourself in the keep.
Like right there?
Yeah, that's where you are.
Just right up against the door.
Can I put myself off map?
Like hiding.
Yeah,
not
you're
off
probably
map,
back
but-
around here. I had to make the map bigger because of the way this started.
I'll say I'm like back somewhere there.
I'll put Haru next to you in a second, I guess.
Boop. God
Oh.
damn.
I am
My
so
rolls
tense.
Suck.
So
Jesus
tense.
Christ.
This spider is almost gargantuan.
It's
That's
no, it's huge.
Not even. Haru! Haru versus
So is
spider!
Haru. So is Haru.
Let them fight.
Stop moving! I'm trying to help you.
Haru got bigger. Haru just coming in a thick boy.
Where-
just
so
eats the spider.
Is he's back with Vidar or Maethon?
If
right?
Maethon, yeah, I was trying to. Yeah, he's like sitting in a tree above Maethon, basically.
Alright.
Okay.
You can use the inspiration to re-roll your initiative, Maethon.
I know. I'm gonna save it. I figured that, but I was like, it's initiative. I'll be alright. I guess. Maybe.
That brings us to the top of the round.
I haven't theoried yet. Would you just mind letting me get angry real quick?
Lindsay, what the hell was that?
Freaking out.
And he is going to, you see him sort of rear up and takes its two front massive legs and come down right at your feet with a 16.
Yeah, meets it, beats it.
As it comes down and collides basically right at your feet, and a shockwave comes out and reverberates off of you. I need a strength saving throw.
Oh, that's. I said I have disadvantage, so 17.
17 as the legs come down and you feel the ground shake and you get pushed back ever so often, but you just barely hang on and you hold your ground. But you take 30 bludgeoning damage.
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
And that will end his turn. Nela.
What?
Now, as you saw the shadow come down and you heard it touch the ground, you now heard a reverberating.
Okay. Spider. There's a spider. This sounds good. She's gonna take out Wolfbiter and she's gonna hold it up. And she kind of closes her eyes for a moment, takes a deep breath, kind of mumbles to herself for a little bit. That almost sounds like an incantation of sorts. In her hand, the axe kind of seems to almost like give a hum, and she activates the special feature to Wolffighter, which is where'd it go? It is summoning the spirit of a wolf which grants ally. Wait, she needs to move first for this to work. She's gonna move right there. Now she'll do all of that, and so she'll grant allies advantage on attacks against all enemies within 5 feet of the wielder of Wolfbiter, and it lasts 1 round.
They have to be able to see you.
The enemy?
You said he grants advantage.
The spirit of the wolf does.
Okay.
It says, use an action to summon the spirit of the wolf, granting allies advantage on attacks against all enemies within 5 feet of the wielder.
Right. So within 5 feet of the wielder, that is you.
Yeah.
So do they have to be able to see you is my question.
From what I'm reading,
So
it doesn't...
I didn't make this item.
I designed this item, and I can tell you the intention behind it is it's essentially just pack tactics from a wolf.
Oh.
So basically, any enemy that's within 5 feet of the user when they activate this ability for 1 round, as long as they're within 5 feet of Wolfbiter, more or less, all attacks against them have advantage because it's essentially pack tactics from wolves.
Oh, I thought it said... Okay, I thought it meant advantage on an enemy as long as the enemy is in 5 feet of the wielder. So I misread that.
No, you read it right.
Oh, okay.
As long as the enemy is within 5 feet of you, all attacks against that enemy have advantage. If you step 5 feet away from it, that goes away.
Right. So, I mean, I can move to the door if that helps at all. I mean,
that would make it, to me, that would make it work because you have to be
Okay.
threatening it in some way.
Okay,
for that to
that's-
actually work.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So she'll
That
so
is a
she
requirement.
Okay, so she moved, she took a deep breath, she held up the axe, let it hum, did the little thing, everything I described, and then Spirit of a Wolf shows up, and you kind of see it go out and about and threaten the spider.
Okay.
That's my action, which means that's my turn.
All right, Vidar.
Vidar would like to enter a battle fury.
As you stand your ground after the first attack, you take out your hammer as it slumps to the ground, pulling out like a crater, and your
out some blood.
muscles just tense, and your veins pop, and you just sort of look down at the spider like, oh, I've been waiting a long time for this.
You would eat a graw for breakfast, I say, as I bring my hammer down. I guess I'm not gonna metagame here. I'm gonna bring my hammer down recklessly because I don't know I have advantage already from Nela.
Okay.
So it's
go
just
ahead,
gonna
make your
be
attack.
2 straight rolls then.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
You
yeah,
swing.
I guess all you see is the spirit, wolf spirit, just kind of come around and be like, "Rawr!" at it, and that's it.
Dang,
Did
those are
you-
really bad rolls.
So as you swing your hammer around and you make one swipe followed by another one, and the large spider just takes its leg and backs up a bit and just knocks it to the side both times.
That's my turn. I use my bonus action, my action. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm standing my
Nathan.
ground.
Get up, Maethon.
Okay. So, I'm gonna take just a lovely little stroll down here.
Yeah, from your
And-
perspective, you were probably looking at the keep, and after you saw Vidar disappear into there, you saw the spider stand up and crawl down, and now you've heard a couple of slams and sounds coming from inside the fort.
Let's go. So then I'll just look at Haru and just go like, come on. And I'm gonna make my way down here. It's like, yeah, friends. I don't know. So I'm gonna make my way down here, and then I'm gonna move. So that was 15 feet of movement. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to ping that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna move boppity bop just to there. And then I'm gonna take out my bow and I'm gonna shoot this thing in some shape or form.
Go for it. As you notch your bow and take a deep breath, because one of your first things you encountered in your treks in Mirkwood, many years ago. This is basically the embodiment of that very fear. 22 will hit.
Yeah, I'll take that arrow off. And then I'll take one more shot.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah! Finally.
Okay.
And just see the arrow sticking it and go, oh.
Is the second one
And
catches it right underneath, if it's under, like, right where the head would meet the rest of the torso, and it just gets embedded there, and it sort of rears like
Haru is not in place in initiative order, but
Yes, he is.
he rolled a 10.
Yeah, he's right here. Well, I don't know why he's not in order.
okay.
I did it right this time.
We'll just go back before Bofri.
It's fine.
Anywho, that is my turn.
Haru.
Yeah, because Haru is just gonna be like, ooh, fun! And he's gonna fly right over to his best friend, Maethon, and he's gonna use the help action.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know how to narrate it, but I'm sure Haru is just kind of helping in some way, shape, or form, like he helps Nela with shooting arrows and whatnot from afar in like a hunting aspect.
It will bring us to Bofri, who's going to use his movement to get here and sort of peer around the corner to figure out what is going on. See the absolute horror of the situation, and that's his turn. That brings us to Taller, who sort of rears up and looks around, now noticing Nela inside of the keep, and the ranger who has joined the fight is sort of skitters about and lets out a hiss, and it sort of comes back on 4 of its back legs and it stretches out almost as tall as the keep itself, and you hear a horrifying hiss with like greenish black ichor coming from its fangs, and as it goes, "We will eat you all." I need Nela, Vidar, Maethon to give me wisdom saving throws.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
20.
I think I might re-roll that. Use that inspiration I was given.
I don't see it yet.
It's a 9. It's...
Oh. I totally forgot also. I have to learn. Dang it. I have advantage on all initiative rolls. And I can't be surprised. Ooh.
Come on, roll 20.
Anywho, I'll take my re-roll. Use that initiative that I got earlier. Come on. Yeah, not much better. Fuck me.
Yeah, I don't have anything that helps me. Okay. Lop. Natural 1.
Nela, at the last second, you sort of duck behind the door and like shut your eyes tightly and just sort of take a breath. The two of you, however, on the outside, see this spider in all of its size and horror. The both of you are frightened.
I'm not. Let's give myself a little frightened. No, that looks like it's dead.
Yeah, so just so you know, frightened, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is in line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to it.
I'm as
Okay.
close as I need to be.
That will end its turn. Nela.
All right, so I guess that kind of narratively works anyway, like, because as she kind of hides behind the wall and is then trying to get ready to attack again, the wolf disappears. So she's going to go back 10 feet to there. I'm assuming that's an attack of opportunity.
It is. as it finishes terrorizing the two, and the spider sees that they are both significantly frightened of it. It turns around to check on you, and it sees you trying to reach
Back
away. It reaches in with its one leg with a 21.
Oh!
As it slips around your leg and brings you back for like just a split second, and you feel its fangs dig into your shoulder. You take 9 piercing damage.
Well, that's no fun. Okay.
And I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Okay. Let me roll that.
16. As you feel the fangs bury themselves into your shoulder, and you feel the venom spreading it throughout your veins and coursing and burning, you feel a numbness come over your shoulder, and you just rip your shoulder away, and you move off to the other side. You just barely succeed.
Cool. I assume this is poison? For a mechanical question I'm about to ask. No.
What's your question?
Never
What's your
mind.
question? What's your question?
This probably doesn't count to the fact, or like getting poisoned probably doesn't count toward any sort of like resistances she would have to poison, right?
Not in this particular case, no.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so as she backs up and kind of gets hit by that, she's stowing Wolfbiter, and she's gonna take out her heart antler bow, and she's gonna just start firing arrows.
Okay.
Pew.
21 and a 28 will hit.
Nice.
23.
Okay.
Holy moly.
That's her turn.
Vidar.
I'm gonna hit it recklessly.
At disadvantage, so straight roll.
Yes!
27s will hit.
Well, my last 2 attack rolls. Oh no, those 12 and 13. Ooh.
Okay.
I go ahead and I just hit the 2 closest legs with nearest me with my hammer. And that's the end of my turn because I hit, so I don't get to punch.
Haru.
Haru is going to keep assisting Maethon.
Just like the good old times.
I really want to get a
Yeah.
natural 20 because I get to roll like triple the dice.
Maethon.
I'm gonna take out my bow and shoot at 8-legged creepy over there.
A straight roll, please.
You got it.
23 will hit.
And boom.
9 will
And
miss.
I will knock off 2 arrows and roll that damage.
Ooh.
Okay. Just
As the arrow sort of shatters on impact.
damn. Well, at least I did a little something. Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stand there and go, hey, shit.
That'll bring us to Bofri, who is just nope. Wants absolutely nothing to do with this. That brings us to the top of the round, but as we get there, sing a little ditty. Where did that go? There it is. Maethon, does a 22 and a 20 hit?
Yes.
It's a total of 14 piercing damage
Yeesh.
as... Whoops. 2 adder crops
Oh my no!
join the fight. Seemingly called for.
Oh,
Sort that back out. That brings us to Taller.
What's its name?
Not that you know it. Taller.
Okay.
Where's this friend shorter?
As it reaches out against you, Vidar,
It gets
does an 18
advantage.
hit. Well, still, it's a 21 then.
Yeah.
12 piercing damage, so you can have that to 6. But I need a Constitution saving throw.
I have advantage on these.
So straight roll.
22.
22. All right.
I'm a dwarf. Can't poison me.
Wait, you have advantage on all con saves?
No, only if they have to do with poison, and I just made an assumption
It's-
this was poison.
It's not poison.
Okay, I'll roll again. 16, a little less.
16 just barely succeeds.
Oh.
Nela.
Yeah. She's going to, she'll grit her teeth and she'll grab 2 more arrows and she'll notch and she'll keep firing with the Great Heart Bow.
Go for it. Roll your attacks.
Hey.
Wow, we've rolled so many nat 20s tonight.
I've rolled like 1.
The natural 20 will hit, the 18 will not.
Okay.
Ooh, Nelly.
21, 20, something like that. Over 20.
Alright. Okay.
And she'll shout, "Hey, Maethon, everyone else, if you can't tell, we're in trouble," because she has no idea what's going on.
Vidar.
Oh, same old, same old. Whack, whack. Ah!
17 and a 17 will miss.
Whack!
11 will miss.
Whack! That's whack!
Brings us to this Addercrop, who is going to attempt to sting Maethon with a
Dex.
17.
Miss.
Your AC's 18?
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Although, wait, I don't remember if it was because if I need my dual swords out. So I think it was
Yeah,
16.
your AC goes
So-
up when you have both swords out.
Okay, then it hits. Sorry.
Okay, so you take-
I'm still remembering.
You take 4 piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, hold on. Apparently, when you scroll, while you're still in there, your HP goes from whatever it was to significantly less. All right, let's click out of that. Pretty much.
Insert Yu-Gi-Oh! Life point sound. 26. Succeeds.
I'm actually good at that.
Haru.
Haru is gonna see the one Addercrop that comes up, and it's gonna be like, ugh, and it will do like a nasty, threatening caw at it and swipe with its metal talon, or metal claw-covered talon.
Yes. Go ahead and roll your attack. As it skitters up alongside Maethon, and Haru's just flapping there, and
19.
dives down with a 19, which will hit.
10 piercing damage. That's
piercing
Haru's
damage.
turn.
Why?
Maethon.
Why did I roll 2 17s in a row?
I don't know.
And then last time I rolled 2 27s in a row.
I'm gonna put away my bow, and I'm gonna attack the outer crop right here. And attack with my swords, not just drop kicking this thing. That'd be fun.
Okay.
Alright, so. Boom. Hit, maybe.
Which one? The one above you?
Yes.
15 will hit.
Okay, let's see what that does first before I. Then I'll attack it again.
Oh
there we
my
go.
god!
That's better.
Natural 20.
I need to get my natural 20 tonight.
He's still alive.
He is.
What the hell, Spider? Alright, last offhand attack.
Go ahead and roll.
That was at advantage, that'd be great. 5.
That one is down.
Just swinging my sword, just yelling, "Fuck you, spider!"
Your character's in
And-
bugs, man.
Seriously. Okay, that's it for Mr. Maethon.
All right, that'll bring us to the other Addercrop, who will,
I like this music.
This is really good music.
My heart is still like, giant spider, giant spider.
It is going to attempt to web up Haru.
Yeah, I
It's
my
like,
bird!
ooh, a little snack.
What?
Don't eat my bird.
10.
I
To
think
hit?
Yes, to hit.
No.
there are big like spiders in South America that legit eat birds.
Yep, I know, so I panicked. No, Haru's armor class is 14. The same as Nela's? That's weird.
That seems broken.
One armor
It's
bird.
probably
who,
'cause
I'm not sure yet.
It's probably because Haru is super dexterous. If he has the +4 dexterity, that's why.
As Maethon kills the one Addercrop, and its blood and ichor sort of splatter across Bofri's face as he's still sitting there holding his staff in front of him going, that will end his turn. That will bring us to the top of the round. And Taller again reaches up with both legs and comes slamming down at Vidar with a 24 to hit.
Yep.
You take 23 bludgeoning.
So
Jesus
that.
11.
Christ.
Yep, and I need a strength saving throw.
Jesus Christ, dude.
No, it normally would be a disadvantage because of all the dumb things I've done this stream. But I do have advantage because I'm rage. I'm in a fury, so it's just a straight roll.
11, as he comes down and smacks you to the ground, you go flying back past, actually in the direction of Maethon. Maethon, I need a dexterity saving throw.
No,
Holy
don't.
shit.
No.
Why am I getting in?
As you are too busy harrying off the spiders, you don't see the dwarf being flung through the air and collide into you.
Oh no!
Let's see, 20 feet from where you are.
Oh,
Yeah, it's actually the edge of the map. So we'll just
Hey.
put you both here for now. Maethon, both of you in combination take 8 bludgeoning damage from from colliding. And you are both prone.
Haru sees it happen and goes, "Ah!" Squawk!
Hate this
It's
game
always
sometimes.
good when the prey has a little bite.
And he's actually going to use his movement and crawl up the side of this building over here
Oh good, I'm not cornered anymore.
and come right there.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
And that will end his turn. Nela.
Nela is going to cuss under her breath. Let's see, what is this? If she moves out to here, does she have a clear line of sight on Taller, or would she need to move
He
more?
would have half cover from where he is because of the keep itself.
All right,
It's a
all right,
really
all right.
small gap you would have to thread a needle through at that point.
So what if... Okay, so then is it a clear sight if she like moves right there then?
Yes.
Okay, because that's full movement. So as she moves back and she grabs 2 more arrows and she's aiming, she's like, "You two all right? Come on, we gotta keep going." And that's when she'll fire more arrows. Oh, got some natural ones
6 will
now.
hit. Natural 1 will miss.
All right. Well, that's
Balance
at
is not restored yet.
least. So that's at least 11 there. That's her turn.
All right, Vidar.
Well, Vidar is going to stand using half his movement, and he's going to just be like, sorry about that, Maethon. And then he's gonna say, I didn't know this spider was such a coward. And then I'm just gonna walk over to this Addercrop, and I'm like, I hope you're watching. This is what you get for running away. And I'm gonna smash the Addercrop.
Big words. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh! For the 23.
Natural 1 will miss. 23 will hit.
So what's the ruling on if I miss with a single attack versus both my attacks? Can I use my bonus action to punch then?
This is from the your class.
Yes, Leia.
Stand by.
If you are fighting with a melee weapon other than your hands, then you immediately get a bonus unarmed attack if you miss with your regular attack as a bonus action. That's all it says.
You did not miss.
I mean, I did miss, but I also hit.
Yes, so the hit cancels it out. You didn't
Okay.
miss. Based on its wording. 18, Jesus.
Oh, oh.
That is max damage.
Yes, it is. So you crush one of its legs into the ground.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
That one is dead. Haru?
Haru is gonna make another talon swipe at the Addercrop in front of it.
Okay.
Oh, with an 8.
And
Unless
8
it
will
has
miss.
flanking because of Vidar?
It does.
So 16 then?
Yeah, 16 will hit.
So 5.
Yeah, that is just enough.
Okay, that's Haru's turn.
Okay. Maethon.
Okay. If I move down, since I can't get closer to it, moving down from here, can I get a clear shot at it? Well, I would use half my movement to stand up, and then 10 feet of it
Yeah.
to go icon.
That is a difficult shot. You don't have a clear shot, but you could still hit it.
Okay, I'll still try. Better than doing nothing. And bang. And these are all at disadvantage, right? 'Cause frightened.
Yes.
Okay, so 13 miss. Fuck.
13 will miss.
And a 7.
7 will miss as both the arrows seem to skip past on the side of the wall and just veer it off course.
I tried. Okay.
Brings us to
Yep.
Bofri. Yep, who sort of nervously yells out, "Is it gone yet?"
Oh, I can't wait to respond as Nela.
That will bring us to Taller. It's got a lot of options here, a lot of options.
Fuck.
Oh, look at all these options.
Can we get unfrightened, please?
Vidar's just gonna stand here being angry.
What is it? It's... Yep, it's going to crawl up onto this building, going out of line of sight.
Oh, it's out of line of sight?
From your perspective, yes.
I can't see it?
From your perspective, yes.
Excellent.
That'll end its turn. Nela.
Nela will turn around to Bofri and go, "What the hell do you think? How about you do something instead of shitting your pants over there?" And she'll start running off to try to get a back in line of sight with it. Let's see here. I don't want to get closer to it though, but that's just what's gonna happen. 15 feet of movement that way, and she'll keep firing more arrows.
Go for it.
28 and 20.
28. They will both.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about the Hunter of Shadow thing. So the attack rolls are +2 still, because
Keep that in
spider.
mind.
Yeah, I will remember now. Sorry. They both hit.
Yes.
11 and 7. And knock down 2 more arrows, and that's her turn.
Vidar.
Okay. So because I can't see it, I'm free to move where I want.
Heck. The way it breaks out the bullet points, that's technically a no. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. Next bullet. Creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its
But
fear.
I can't see it, so I don't know where it is.
I mean, you saw it go behind there. You know it's back there.
I know it's back there somewhere. Okay, so compromise.
You know it's back there, so ignoring that fact would just be not.
I'm not gonna
smart.
run directly here because I know it's back there. What I can do is I could run along here, or maybe even along the wall, because that's not running toward it. Well, what do you think?
Sure.
It's just really unfortunate. I'll just end up there. That feels the most fair.
Okay.
I need to check something.
Haru's on deck.
Okay.
Could I attempt to hit it with a spear?
That gate you were looking at is closed.
Oh, so it's sitting on that building doesn't raise it above the wall enough.
You could probably see like the tail end of its thorax. It would just get an AC bonus.
That's good enough. I just need to be able to attempt the attack.
Okay.
And reckless doesn't do anything for me. So this will be at disadvantage. $15 doesn't hit, but I made the attempt, which is what matters.
Yeah, as the spear arcs over the wall, and you just hear it seemingly hit grass or dirt.
Okay. That is my turn.
Haru.
Haru is going to fly over to Nela's side and use the help action. So they're gonna tag team like always.
Maethon.
Okay, so since I willingly... Am I at least able to move... Hold on, I hope I select the right thing here. Would I be able to move, like, right to here, or is that still technically moving towards
It's moving. You saw it disappear behind there. You know it is in that direction.
Damn it. Alright, so Maethon's just gonna be like a cheerleader from back here, bow still drawn, being like, yeah, go get him. I don't know how to get unfrightened.
I think it just lasts like for a while.
It depends
Yeah,
on the
something like
creature
that.
that causes it.
Yeah.
It's, the ability changes.
Yeah.
No movement or anything then?
I'll move there. And that way I have at least an open, somewhat line of sight. That's it.
Okay. That brings us to Taller. who is going to...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's gonna come down from the building and plant its feet on the ground and skitter over to Nela.
Okay, so
Skitter.
when it comes off the building, I can no longer see it because the wall's too tall, right?
There's probably something I can look up specifically for the size of taller in these walls, because the walls aren't high, but I'm not gonna bother with it. No, you cannot see him.
Okay. Well, I'll deal with the rest of my questions on my turn.
Taller reaches out to bite at you, Nela, with an 18.
That will hit.
12 piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
24.
Just can't
What?
get this ability off.
Nela, you're up.
Okay, hold on.
You got the
Okay.
knockback on me, which was important.
So she's at 34. Okay, I think Nela's roughly halfway down. So it goes to bite her. She's like, shit! And she's gonna, oh, that's a terrible spot to be in. I can't, let's see, what do I want to do? She's going to, she'll quickly, since it's within melee range for now, she'll quickly, like, just kind of throw her bow back and she'll swing out Wolfbiter and she'll attack with that.
Okay.
So it's 28 and 22 to hit.
28 and 22. Both will hit.
8 and 7. Oh, right, she's also had advantage because of Haru, but that's still... So, that's it.
Alright. Vidar.
I'm
Okay.
afraid to move.
So building on my previous question, it climbed off the building here. So would I know where it is, or would I think it's somewhere in this area because that's the last place I saw it?
It's the last place you saw it. You probably see it somewhere in this direction. You see this gap here, and you didn't see it come out. So you believe it to still be in here.
Okay, so I can't run this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep going around counterclockwise.
Not at this point in... Not in this point in time, but that gate is closed, so you can't even run through it unless you were going to open it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go here, which is 30. I'm gonna go here, which is 30 feet. And I don't see it here. Do I see my spear at all? Oops.
Not at this distance. The interior is
Okay.
too overgrown.
Since I don't see it, I'm going to go ahead and try using the last 15 feet of my movement to enter here. If that's fair.
Yep. Okay.
Now I see it, so now I know where it is. I have 45 feet of movement total. So,
You have 45.
because I have 25 base, I get plus another 10 for being a slayer, and I get plus 10 for my magical boots.
All right.
I'm a speedy dwarf now. I have it. I figured that was gonna be a question, so I have it written down on the top of my features and traits. But the problem is, I don't. Oh wait, I have a hand axe. I'm gonna yeet my hand axe, and this is important. I'm gonna yeet my hand axe at the spider.
Okay.
All I gotta do is make an attack attempt to keep my fury up.
Go for it. Go and roll your attack.
18.
18 will miss.
The attempt is all that matters.
Haru.
Haru is, oh, you know, I assume the help action is something that it can do, that Haru can do as long as it's within 5 feet of that person, right? It doesn't say specifically, so I'm just confirming. Or can it use the help as an action and then move?
I guess it depends on how it's helping. So how does he help?
He I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. So, I'm going to have Haru just move then. Because I don't want to figure out the logistics of it.
Alternatively, you can aid a friendly creature in attacking a creature within 5 feet of you. You feint, distract the target, or in some other way team up to make your ally's attack more effective. If your ally attacks the target before your next turn, so the creature attacking has to be within 5 feet of the person helping.
Oh, okay.
Is the way it's written here. What's he doing?
So then I can't just do it and then move then. That's moot. Or that just doesn't work like that.
I guess it depends on where he moves to.
I was just gonna have him start moving, like, up toward the broken door to start kind of clearing from the area and from potentially being within melee.
He would need to stay within 5 feet of the creature to give you help.
Okay, so yeah, Haru is gonna move then, just for now. Let me go back to the map. He's gonna go fly up next to Bofri, and that's his turn.
Okay. Maethon.
You're muted.
Okay, I thought I was going nuts. I thought my Discord froze.
Apologies. No, sorry. So, thank you, Lindsay. So I'm gonna move up here. Does that give me a clear shot at the freak?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take a shot at Vidar. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, hit me, please. Hit me.
You know, depending how these rolls go, I might. So I'll take my 2 shots at it with my bow.
Go for it at disadvantage, please. 16 and a 7 will miss.
Ooh.
So close.
We were doing so well at the beginning.
Well, it's because Maethon and I are frightened.
Yeah, it's what sucks. I can't get, like, the thing that does damage to this thing is, like, Airbane just going, like, let me at him.
Anything else?
All right, no, that's it. I'm just gonna cry in the corner, don't mind me.
Alright, that brings us to Taller. Let's see, what does he want to do?
Please come eat me. Please come eat me. Please come eat me.
He raises his 2 front legs up and comes back down on top of Nela with a 15.
That hits.
22 bludgeoning damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
17. And you said 22.
Yes. 17 succeeds as you stand your ground. Nela.
So Nela gets in, she's like, and she's pretty bleedy, she's pretty bloodied, she's beaten up. What do I do? And how is Taller looking? What is the stat? What does it look like in terms of his status? Does it look bloodied and beaten up too, or?
He's got some battle marks across him. He's got some blood coming from him, but he looks pretty good to go.
He's alright.
This is bad. I'm going to use my action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull back to right there. That's about, what was that? 20 feet. Yeah, so she'll move back, and she kind of like slumps a little once she moves back. She's like gripping the wolf fighter. She's like, oh, god damn it, and that's her turn. She's not looking good.
Okay, Vidar.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of options right now because I'm frightened. And I used all my ranged options. Maybe I should invest in a bow at some point. Okay, yeah. There's no way out of this. So I'm 20 feet away from it. I'm gonna just look at here, make sure I'm still 20 feet away from it. I'm 15, so I can't go there. I'm gonna go here, I guess. Just get on dry land and put my back up against the wall. And I'm gonna hold my action in case Taller gets within melee range of me. I'm gonna smack it with my hammer. But at the end of my turn, my fury subsides because I have no attack options and I haven't taken damage.
Okay. Haru.
Haru will use. Oh wait, the creature has to be within 5 feet.
Yes.
So I've been doing that wrong. So he can't use the help action then right now.
He needs to be able to. He needs to be able to actually. Unless you can give me some sort of narrative of how he's helping without being near the creature.
And something else he could do. He could hold his action to use the help action.
Oh, I didn't even think of
the creature
that.
gets within 5 feet.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that if that's okay. I'll have Haru hold an action to help Nela. If Taller approaches the both of them and attacks Nela. So like the narration behind that, if an explanation is needed, is like if it goes to attack, he can try to help help her attack back or so. Oh, because I have revenge. Anyways, yeah. So, hold action. I haven't been using revenge.
It's not
I'm
good.
forgetting my stuff.
Maethon.
Anywho, I'm gonna move up over here so I avoid shooting my friend, hopefully in the face. And we're gonna keep trying what I've been trying, and hopefully one of these days these arrows will stick.
Go ahead, roll your attacks.
Minus a pun. Okay, 14. Okay, we're good. Oh, hey, 7-11!
Both. Anything else?
Waiting.
Bonus actions?
You know what? While I'm here, I'm gonna use my second wind and recover some hit points.
Okay.
That's not a number, Kevin.
It could
What
be.
level am I again? A is not a level. Well, at least in algebra. 19.
19 hit points.
Yay.
Try to get a second round of adrenaline to push on into this fight. That brings us to Taller, who is going to move. Watching you move back away from him, Nela, he views it as prey slipping through, and he's going to skitter over in your direction, but he is going to stop right here.
Yeah.
And he is going to raise his legs up and come back down with a stomp with a reach of 10 feet.
Grits her teeth.
The 28 to hit,
Yeah.
and 24 bludgeoning damage.
Down.
Nela is unconscious.
Uh-oh.
I cannot help you. 'Cause I cannot
Yeah, I know.
approach. And neither can Maethon.
But, Bofri can. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's if he's not frightened.
He is not.
Yes.
He's just scared of the situation in general. He's not afraid, mechanically speaking. Because all he has is a staff, and he's like, ah! And no one has tried to encourage him, so he's just chilling there.
I can't get close. Well, I
I
can
did
yell at him.
shout at him. I told him to stop shitting his pants.
If you actually said that, Discord freaked out. I missed it.
I did. No, it was
I
a few
missed it.
rounds ago when she was back there. She was like, "You gonna do something or what? Quit staying there and shit your pants."
I honestly did not hear it. Discord
Oh.
froze on me then. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Discord, you piece of shit. Alright.
What, you can't hear me through the wall?
Not with music and everything in my ears.
Oh, good. It just
So,
means I should be
since-
louder.
Since you fell unconscious, you automatically fail that strength save and you get flung back 20 feet.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Does she take any damage from being flung back? Or is
She
that,
does not.
that
You
was
guys took
because we
damage because you
collided.
collided into each other.
No.
And that will end Toller's turn. Nela, I need a death saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. First I need to change her hit points. Actually, she's no longer at 12. A save? There it is.
Ooh.
That's
Okay.
a
Failure. Vidar.
I can't move any closer to it. So I'm just gonna hold my action for a melee attack if it gets within range.
Okay. Haru.
Haru is going to angrily peck at Bofri to like get his attention, and then he's going to be the good little pet and go over to his owner and panic and just try to keep nudging at her to get her up.
Okay.
You still have inspiration, Lindsay?
Yeah.
You can use that on a death save.
Yeah. That's good to know. I was trying to save it for something specific, but yeah, I might use it just in case.
I might be able to help you in a second. Calm down.
That will end his turn. Maethon.
Alright, so I'm gonna run up next to Nela, and I'm gonna try to stabilize her.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Fuck that, I'm gonna
5.
spend inspiration. No, I'm gonna spend inspiration.
Okay.
This is
Roll again.
This is life and death right now. Okay.
Oh shit! It's written in the stars.
This is
Sorry,
where
dear.
Nela dies.
Sorry, Neil, you're biting it. I tried.
Anything else?
I'm assuming that's my action. I can't attack it. I can't like rebound and be like,
The
haha.
dice are speaking.
Yeah, the dice.
Bonus
say,
actions
"Fuck
or
you."
anything?
Nope.
This would be a moment for the audience and the viewers to give advantages and rerolls on death
Paul!
saves.
Paul's out of points. He told us to stall till he gets 1k points.
That will bring us to Taller, who is going to move out the gate. Slip through.
Going the
Actually, no,
wrong
I'm
way.
sorry. I'm sorry. That does not bring us to Taller. That brings us to Bofri. Let me walk that back real quick. Bofri, seeing a companion go down and get flung out and get pecked at by a bird, and recalling that he did hear somebody tell him to stop shitting himself, he is going to run over
Oh, okay.
and attempt a medicine check.
I was like, don't run up against the spider, Bofri. You'll die.
Can somebody check it's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yep.
The public roll.
I just did it, so that's all I know.
A natural 20.
Oh
What?
my god.
Damn it! I wanted someone to die.
No, you can let your character die.
Nela, you are stabilized. You are no longer making death saves, but you are still unconscious.
Dang it! I want to punch Bofri.
So I think nat 20 there's at least like 1 hit point back.
That will end his turn.
If you roll a nat 20 on a death
I roll
save, you
on
come
a-
back
yeah.
with a
Yeah.
1
Oh,
hit
that's what
point.
it is?
That will bring us to Taller, who is now going to slip on through to right
Oh dear.
here.
I'm just gonna stand here, waiting for Taller to come back to me.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back.
Kevin and I.
And it's going to reach out and try to bite Maethon with a 27.
Oh.
That's 11 piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Let me do math first. There we go. And Constitution. Jesus Christ.
The fangs grip down
You
on
do
your
have
arm
advantage,
as you-
by the way. Redeemed by Paul.
A 15 still fails.
I appreciate you, Paul.
As you bring up Arabane to try and parry off the attack, the fangs grip into your arm, and you feel the venom spread throughout your veins. And after a moment, you start to lose feeling in your arm, and it starts spreading up into the shoulder, into the chest, all throughout your body, and you find yourself unable to move. You are paralyzed.
Oh,
Oh
paralyzed.
my god.
That's a death sentence.
What else is gonna happen to me tonight? Stay tuned. Put a little lightning thing right there. Jesus. Well, it's been fun, guys.
Any melee hit against you when you're paralyzed is an auto crit.
Yep. Paralyzed creatures are incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, automatically fail strength and dex saves. Everything's at advantage with attack rolls against you, and attacks that hit are criticals within 5 feet, so melees.
You know, I spent my inspiration for Lindsay.
That will bring
And
us
I
to
rolled a
Nela,
five.
conscious, sleeping, sweet dreams of the Valar.
Sure.
Vidar,
Can I move a bit since it's so far away?
sure.
I'm
I'll
going
allow it.
to, I guess I'm just going to look for my spear in this area because I have literally nothing else I can do because I can't get close to it to hit it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check. Because of the tall grass and the overgrown earth here.
I do have advantage from Paul,
Paul.
Yes, you do.
but I do have disadvantage because I'm
So straight
frightened.
roll. You also have disadvantage because you voluntarily picked disadvantage
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
rest of the
someone paid
evening.
us a lot of money. 16.
16, you find your spear.
Okay, is that my
Hey.
action?
No.
Okay, then with my spear, I'm going to come down here so I can see Taller, and I'm going to chuck my spear.
Go for it. Roll attack.
Nope.
13, it connects with him, but there's not enough oomph behind the spear, and it actually just ting,
I'm
clangs to the
doing
ground.
all I can because I can't hit it with my hammer, and it's not coming to me.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Haru.
Haru is Haru is gonna see what happens to Maethon after seeing what happened to Nela, and it's gonna look back at the spider, and it's just kind of an upset bird. He's gonna fly up and he's gonna try to attack it with talons, even though now I'm gonna lose my bird.
Go ahead and roll attack.
But it's gotta be something. 7.
Yeah, there's no flanking there. 7 will miss. Not that a 13
Alright.
would hit either.
What was its move? No, because the attack of opportunity. So yeah,
Run, Bofri, run.
it's gonna stay right there.
Okay. That'll bring us to Bofri. which now seeing the situation finds no chances. He takes out his staff and makes an attack at Taller.
Oh my god.
We're all gonna die. This is gonna be my first
Nine-
TPK as a player.
19 just barely misses. Maethon, you are paralyzed. Good turn.
So, but wait, before we ended, I want to imagine I went down paralyzed. Just I'm just paralyzed like this at the spider.
It brings us
care.
to Taller, who is
Battle
going
bards,
to make,
everybody. What do you
going
say?
to make his attack at the paralyzed Maethon
You.
with a 24.
From that far?
Oh, I don't know. I think it can.
What?
I think it might hit.
Maethon's 20 feet from him.
No,
No, he's not.
it's right there.
No. The spider
right
is
on
right
top
up
of
on my
him.
grill.
He's right
He's
here.
not. The token's not there on my map.
It's on my.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what it's there.
That is so weird. Yeah, the map
No,
is totally.
he's
I
right
would,
next.
Oh.
I would tank Paul, but I can't get close
No,
to it.
so I moved Haru all the way there because on my map he's on top of the doors.
Nope.
That is bizarre.
Holy
Okay.
shit! Since it's an auto crit, I had him roll damage twice.
I am frightened.
28 piercing damage.
Okay, that's not bad. That's okay.
It bites into you, and you start. If you could feel, you just sort of move your eyes, and you can see its fangs starting to like eat away at your flesh, trying to get you ripe. Nela, you're a KO. Vidar.
What?
Is my hand axe nearby?
You threw it at him when, let's see, Nela was here. So yeah, there's a good possibility it's in this area.
I can't walk there because that technically brings me closer though.
Yep.
Ah.
This is not how I wanted Maethon to go. I want to go down fighting the fucking dragon. I hate this game.
There's also a viewer reward for divine inspiration to heal people, just saying.
Even so, though, mechanically, right now, it's a stalemate. Maethon can't attack, Vidar can't attack, the only attacker went down.
Paul.
Yes,
what to
but
do,
if-
what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do.
You're 1k, you were 1k away, but if you would hang on to it for somebody who is unconscious or not even necessarily making death saves, if they get healed, they're gonna come right back.
I'm going
Yeah, but
to...
this isn't their fault.
I'm not saying it is, I'm just like reminding that I have those rewards there. Because some of them don't get used all the time.
I'm gonna hold an action to attack it in case it gets close enough. Because
Okay.
I literally can't do it. The only other recourse I have is to run away. If I move any further away, that just puts more distance between me and Taller and means I can just do less stuff.
Okay, so you're holding if it comes close.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was
Haru.
gonna say, the only thing at this rate is stalling enough to see if the fear fades, but
Haru.
I feel like it's been enough rounds for it to potentially do that, but I haven't been counting. Okay, well, let me refer to the map that I see on Twitch, since that is the correct one.
You can always try refreshing your browser.
He's right above. Taller is right
Yeah.
above Haru.
I'm going to, Haru is going to move to be within 5 feet of Bofri, because if Bofri is going to attack,
Paul's asking if he
That-
gets a free heal with a tier 3 sub.
I mean, I won't say no.
Haru is going to use the help action on Bofri.
Oh, thank you for
Okay.
the follow.
Oh, thanks for the follow!
Thank you.
And yeah, nope, that's it. because he's not going to be. I think it's impossible for Haru to make a hit on this guy. But yeah, that's my turn.
Paul said they subbed at tier 3. So if there's something involved with that, that's up to you, DM.
Yeah.
When did he do it?
Well, he was already subbed. Go ahead and just drop a tier 3 emote, Paul. He's already subbed, so if he just upgrades, then it
Earlier
won't notify.
today.
Oh no, there it is, 3 hours ago. Right there. Paul has resubscribed
Oh.
tier 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bofri connects with his staff thanks to Haru as the spider is trying to fend off the hairy eagle, and Bofri deals 3 bludgeoning damage. Bofri's on the board.
Oh my god.
Maethon, you're paralyzed. You're done.
He's paralyzed
Taller.
for good? Oh,
That's-
shit.
Yeah, I'm paralyzed. Like I said, I'm imagining I'm down right there, like spider even though it's biting into me.
These effects are nasty. With
Yeah,
no
I
end.
was.
So, full disclosure, the target must make a DC 16 saving throw or be paralyzed until they complete a short rest.
What?
That's so hard. OP. That's so hard. Okay.
Why did y'all want to go fight this thing? I said no.
We
In their
didn't. We
defense,
tried
they
to
wanted to
sneak.
sneak fast. There were other things you could have done, but no one had the lore knowledge to deal with it. Taller's looking over at the two motionless, and then a bird and a dwarf that's just hitting him with a stick, and he's deemed them no threat. So to complete his hunt, he's going to move in after Vidar, which will trigger 2 attacks of opportunity
Sweet Jesus.
from Haru and Bofri.
I would laugh so fucking hard.
The
if
9
this
Bofri will
did it.
miss.
We're gonna do the Talon. 3.
22 talent or
Scrape.
he will hit for 3 piercing.
Oh, I guess it is possible for him to hit the bird, the spider.
And he
Barely.
This is what it comes
He-
down to.
He is just within his range of movement.
I'm going
for
to.
Vidar.
I'm taking my 2
Go
held
ahead.
attacks.
Go for it.
Please hit. Please kill this
Ah,
thing.
22.
Please be done.
22 will hit.
17 bludgeoning. Get
17.
fucked, Taller.
17 as the spider sort of charges in your direction and it rears up with one of its legs, you shift off to the left and it comes down just barely missing you, and you take up your hammer and you sort of do an uppercut right into its jaw, breaking off one of its fangs, and it rears back in a hissing going I'll deal with you all later. And it's going to use its bonus action to leap 40 feet onto the.
I used my reaction to attempt
Go
2
for it.
hits. No, I
One.
used my reaction, so I can't take an attack of opportunity.
You used your reaction?
So technically, when you hold an action, you use your reaction
Right.
to trigger it.
Right. No one ever remembers that. And it leaps off as your next attack. Would
Technically, my second attack hit.
you? Yeah, right, that's right. No, you didn't make it. You can't. Now I'm confused. You can't make a reaction as it leaps away, limping in a bit of pain, and there is a large spider fang at your feet, and you see it jump into the trees and disappear within an instant, retreating.
I don't know if I like that more or less than.
Vidar's just gonna fall on his knees and grab yell to the sky. Taller!
You don't know his name.
True. Spider, you coward, come face me! I will not rest until I have your mantle.
And that's with Taller retreating deeper into the forest, and an eerie silence takes hold of these dark and foreboding ruins once again. You are all, well, one of you is asleep. But Vidar, you see from where you are, your companions pretty banged up. And Bofri just kind of like shaking, holding the staff. But you sort of make your way over to them, a little tired from the fight, catching your breath. And you sit down next to all of them, and Haru sort of lands on Nela's chest. Huh?
Haru lands next back to Nela, and he's nudging at her again to try to get her to wake up, just kind of doing little pathetic caws.
Yep, Maethon's still laying there.
And as you all, well, as you take a moment, Vidar, you and Bofri just sort of looking over, making sure everything is okay for the time being. This is where we are going to end tonight.
Oh.
And we will pick up next week.
I honestly think I could have beaten Tala in a 1v1 at the end there.
If I was able to attack with my swords, it'd be dead already.
That's what you think.
Yeah, let me lie to myself.
That frightening effect it did it have like would it have lapsed over time, or was it infinite, if I may ask?
Short rest.
Holy crap.
So, we will pick up next week with at the Mill Fort as you either gather yourselves or continue your investigation and see what you find, if anything, and where you go from here. But you got lucky.
I feel like we didn't. I feel like we didn't. Oh man.
That is intentionally an unwinnable fight.
Oh.
According to the book.
Yeah, that's not the first time the Andy books have unwinnable fights. You remember
the Eagles?
Yeah.
The whole orc raid.
Yeah. But there is a few things in it to get past it, and you eventually got to one of those. But Taller is in retreat. So we will be live again tomorrow night with our weekly paint and chat with Lindsay. She will be painting a miniature or two, so stop on by and check that out. And then we'll have our Let's Play on Friday with KOTOR. And then Matt will be back on Saturday for a DM prep session. So that is all for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a feeling this one would run a little bit longer than usual because I had 2 fights prepared.
My heart hurts.
Mirkwood is a dangerous place. But that is one of the nastier creatures you can run into.
Oh my god.
And officially, because I trust you guys not to metagame, that is one of Shelob's children.
Oh yeah, no. Every spider I come across in Mirkwood, I just assume it's a Shelob's child in some capacity.
So, thank you all again.
My God.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sweating now. So that is all for us. Thanks again. We will see you all later. Have a good night.
Bye.